But first things first, my cousin, Vladimir Louison, was hanging out with one of our other cousins, Lil Wayne from Louisiana, from that, I think he's from the 8th Ward. I don't remember exactly what ward he's from. And Drake, who's very, very far from Louisiana, much less the United States. He's from Toronto, Canada, Degrassi, everything like that. Amerant Bank Arena, the hottest thing going outside of the Panthers, and maybe even hotter than the Panthers right now. And it's a 2-night show. So try to buy some tickets for tonight. Drake and Lil Weezy. Vlad, give us a breakdown. First of all, did you say hello to Lil Wayne? Did you say hello to Drake? Did you tell them they're welcome to come on the show today? No. I mean, I gotta ask. I gotta ask. I would look like an idiot if I didn't ask. I'll tell you this one time, not to get too sidetracked. I was on a plane and the stewardess was a dead ringer for Oprah Winfrey. And I was like, It was an international flight. And I was like, I got to take a picture with her because I don't want to look like the idiot when she goes on the Oprah show. It's like, yeah, I tried to act like a stewardess and see if anybody was going, or I'm sorry, flight attendant, and see if nobody noticed. And no one was saying anything. So I was like, hey, you mind if I take a picture with you? She's like, yeah, for sure. And then she had like a pin. She gave me a pin that says like she's an Oprah lookalike. And I was like, okay, cool. I just didn't want to look like that idiot. That's what I was asking. Please, though, Vlad, break it down. Tell me how Lil Wayne and Drake was last night, Amerant Bank Arena. I got a lot of questions, but I want to hear the overview first.
It was good, bro. I really can't say anything negative about the show. First of all, the weather cleared up, so that that was good. Easy way to the arena. There was no traffic whatsoever.
I'm not gonna lie, Vlad. Yesterday, traffic was not bad,
as bad
anywhere in Miami, and I was all over Miami.
I was shocked by that, bro, because I was like, oh man, traffic. Then right when we were leaving, right when I was leaving, after doing the Inter Miami game, the weather started to clear up, and then by like 5:00, 5:30, the weather was nice. So yeah, man. After work, got home, got dressed. Me and my boy went, got some drinks. At the arena,
Okay,
right before we got to our seats.
You know me, you can't say drinks. Break it down. What were you drinking on? What were you sipping on?
We had a beer. It was beer.
You got some Heinies?
No, they don't sell Heinies over there.
Oh,
it was Coronas.
That was the best the other day. St. Patrick's Day. You and I and Alex and Clive and the whole crew. Sabrina just kept bringing the Heinies.
I love yes.
Yeah. Don't even. That's the thing about Justin and Sabrina. They don't even ask. They just know. Like you're taking your last sip and they're walking up with the next one. Go ahead though.
So then, boom, got to our seats, and Little Dirk was there, and he performed.
He's not bad, man.
Yeah, he was all right. He's good.
I like his music enough. But he's a warm up. He's supposed to warm you up.
Yeah, no, he was good. He did his song, that song, and then
he's a big one. Yeah.
And then Drake came out, so I was shocked by that.
I want to ask, co-headlining show, of course.
So I didn't know. No, it's Drake's tour.
Okay,
it's not a co-headline. It's Drake's tour.
So are they splitting every other night? They're flip flopping. Who goes last?
I don't know. No. I don't think so. I think Drake goes last, regardless. But I think what happened is that Drake, first and foremost, the ladies came out.
I was gonna say, how is the crowd? Because hip hop shows can be a little hit or miss.
Nah, but Drake doing his wrestling promotion stuff. He was really you could tell he didn't know where he was. He only could tell he knows Miami. So his
he doesn't know Broward.
So yes, he doesn't know about Broward. He doesn't know about Fort Lauderdale. So the best way he was saying he was like South Florida. He kept on saying, I've done Miami many times, but man, South Florida this is where it's at. And I'm like, hey, bro, Miami's part of South Florida as well.
Yeah,
you're talking about Fort Lauderdale. So that was that. Then he came out, and he had his stage was like sort of like a football field type of thing. You know what I mean? And he came out. There was a video of him like in a locker room as a young boy, and then his version, and then himself talking to the kid, and then he started rapping, and then boom, he came out and he did his thing. He performed for like a good 45, 50 minutes, and there were some songs that he was doing. I'm like, all right, boom, they're gonna bring Wayne in, because
that makes sense.
Nah, they didn't even do that.
Then
he did a John, and then he brought Wayne in, and then Wayne came in, and then Wayne did like 35, 40 minutes. And then
I want a little bit more. I'm gonna be honest with you, Vlad.
Probably did like 35, 45
I would
minutes.
like to get an hour 15 from both of them at least. I know hip hop's a little different than rock. Rock music, I mean, you got to play an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It was like good 2.5 hours between those two.
Yeah, but I wanted each one of them to go an hour 15.
Nah, yeah, bro. Like, first of all, this is why I put, if they were doing a verses, if they were still doing verses, it would be hard to beat either one of them. Because Wayne could beat you off features.
Right. He's been on everything. Like, did they play John? What if Rick Ross would come out on stage and they do John? Jeans moving silence like lasagna?
Nah. They didn't do that. He did a Millie. He did
Did he do Go DJ?
No, he didn't do Go DJ.
Did he do any Hot Boys?
He did he didn't even do Hot Boys. It was really most
I like them hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop.
Nah, it was really mostly a lot of features and a couple of his a couple of his big hits, but that was it.
So did Drake do God's Plan?
Yes. And then Drake came out, and then I thought they did a little collabo for another 5, like for another 15, and then Wayne left, and then Drake ended the show. And
so I got to ask you this, Vlad, very important. How was the sound? And when I say the sound, not so much the acoustics, but did they sound real to tape? Did they sound a little slowed down? Or was it good? Was it like a good live show?
Because in a show like that, the music, everybody knows the words.
You know the music.
Like, everybody knows the words.
It's a hit factory.
Like, literally, sometimes it's like I said, you're an entertainer. You know how to do. They know what to do. And they know when they got those hits, those slaps that the crowd goes crazy for. And then, like you saw, they showed cameras of the girl, of like the fans in the front, and girls were crying.
For all the girls in the front,
girls were crying, bro. Like, girls were crying. Like, they looked like they were shaking.
They have bad ones in the front?
A couple bad ones.
Because it's hard to get up front and have to be pretty and stay there for hours. It's a lot of work,
but
man.
there was a lot of good look. It was nice. It was nice.
Now I want to ask you a few more things about this concert. The production value. A, B, C, D, E, F. For either one of them, how was the production value? Because I'll be honest with you, man, and this is very unpopular, but it's the truth, and I got to be real. I saw Kendrick Lamar one time, one of the worst shows I ever saw in my life. It was him in a white t-shirt with him just adjusting soundboard. It was basically him singing karaoke. Absolute garbage. Kendrick Lamar, step up your game. I hope you have since then. Was there production value, or were they just standing behind the music? Did they have 50 people on stage? That's another thing that pisses me off.
No.
That pissed me off.
No. He didn't have 50 people on stage.
Last time
they
I
had
saw
dancers for the songs that they had dances for.
Oh, they had dancers?
They had some. They had girls. They had girls come out and dance and stuff like that. Yeah, he had female dancers, but other than that, it was really him. It was really them on stage.
I like a little more production value.
It was you have production value, like they had for the songs,
like video, and then
they had video. They had footage of they had footage of whatever, like the song was talking about.
Okay, that's cool.
So stuff like that. It was good. He got on like a I don't want to say like a little cage, but he got on something. I guess I'll call it a cage. And then he went up to try to see how the fans in the back and everything like that.
Oh, okay. So there was good value.
Yeah.
There was good pacing and timing. The rhymes, I think they could have both played a little longer. I'll be honest.
I thought Wayne could have played a little bit longer.
I mean, Wayne's got
Jesus Christ. You
Wayne's
know what?
Been 30 years in the game.
But if they did a concert and played all their hits, he'd still be performing.
I don't think people will be complaining though.
Nah, bro.
We can play Drake and Wayne all day. I'll be down. Last time I saw Wayne, he had about 45 people on stage and did not do a complete song. But he was in New Orleans. He was back home, so he was probably helping his guys out and girls out. And another thing, for people out there, or I should say for people, man, why they have girls dancing on stage just objectifying women? That's not true at all.
No, there was no
First of all, these are professional dancers who are making good money, that they're paying good money to, that are also putting that on their resume. So no, don't say that they're subjectifying. So when Britney Spears has K-Fed and the guys dancing on stage, is that subjectifying men? No, I understand, but nah. So, okay, good. I'm glad that it was a good concert. I'm glad that you had a really good time. Do you feel as though the person that paid for a ticket, and I'm not saying the person that paid for front row, but the person that paid for an average ticket got their money's worth?
Yeah.
Definitely. They left happy.
Yeah, you should have gone. You should have left there and still want to continue partying.
Well, of course, but there's nothing really near Amerant Bank Arena, so I just keep the party going in the parking lot. I crank up some more Wayne.
There was none of that. It was really good. It was, bro. It was like, you know what it was? It was like going to a Panthers game. and seen an exciting game. Nobody was going crazy, stuff like that. There was like one girl who was like,
let your tongue hang out,
like she was playing a joint, like she was playing a Wayne joint, leaving Sawgrass because we parked at the mall.
Of course,
so, yeah, well, and there was one
girl, $40-$50 ain't cute.
Nah, bro, nah. Girl was rapping like outside the window of the top of the car.
Yeah, there was no trunk music out there.
The sunroof.
There wasn't some entrepreneurial guys and gals out there.
Nobody was
trying to push their own.
Nobody was
sound.
pushing their
I do like that though.
Their blunt ashtray holder.
I have bought some trunk music in my life, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. And for those that don't know,
I've used it to break up my Dutch. That's what I use it for.
Okay. For those that don't know what trunk music is, it's independent artists who record out of their closet and they make CDs or MP3s.
Well, let's be fair now. They're better now. They performing out of their own studios. They're recording from their own studios now. Yeah.
Well, I'm from Louisiana, so it's a little different, I guess. Now, 2 more questions, Vlad. The crowd, since it's Amerant Bank Arena, is it a mixed crowd?
It was mixed. Okay. It was mixed.
Could you smell things coming from the crowd during the concert?
Yes, but I will say this: Florida Panthers security was doing a good job.
Good job. Let it fly.
But you had if you and your peoples were around, they couldn't be everywhere all the time. So people were puffing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, of course. I mean, it sounds like a good thing. You got to know what you're doing in those situations, man. So, okay, sounds like a good time. My night was not as fun or eventful and crazy as you. I went to see a movie called, of course, I go see indie films all the time. It's called Problemista.
Well, from the jump, you should have already knew this was a problem. The name of the movie is Problem.
Well, the thing is, it's an indie film.
I don't care. It says problem. If you're gonna go with the girlfriend, that's just automatic problem.
Problemista.
Yeah. Is it? What is it? Hispanic? Italian? What is it?
It was an American comedy. It had a little bit of a Hispanic twist to it, but RZA from the Woo.
Oh, really?
He was in it.
Okay.
So I knew I was into something. I sat down. I said, all right, okay, let's get this going. RZA, one of the first scenes, I was like, all right. Larry Owens was in it from Craigslist. It was weird. It was interesting. Julio Torres was the star. Tilda Swinton was unbelievable in the movie. Greta Lee, she's a bad one. But it was a movie basically about a guy from El Salvador that's come to the United States. He wants to be a toy maker, but he has to keep his visa. He loses his job. There's some cryogenics involved in there. Eventually, it was a great indie film, great movie. My biggest takeaway, though, not just the movie, which it was great, fun, awesome. I loved it. Went to the movie theater in South Beach. Now, my first job ever when I was 17 years old, worked at a movie theater. And Vlad, I don't know if you've been to movies lately. Growing up, it was exciting. It was packed. It was fun. There was people all over the place. I got there. There was all of like 4 employees in there. There was like all of like 15 people in the whole movie theater.
COVID ruined the movie theaters, bro.
It was a ghost town in there.
Yeah, COVID ruined the movie theaters. Nobody goes to the movies. You can download. I mean, you can watch the movies on app. They're usually on Netflix or Prime. You don't necessarily have to go.
But Problemista was a very good movie. Then afterwards, I went back to Choto Mate, the place I had problems with. I told you last time where they kind of like didn't want to serve us. It took forever. Same thing happened again last night. I was like, okay. So it was cool though, man. But I'm glad you had a great time at the Drake concert. Real quick, let's run through some headlines before we get this show cranking. Man, you had a good night, Vlad. Panthers, they lost their 4th in a row, but gained a point as they fell 4-3 to the Rangers in a shootout today. You get the Philadelphia Flyers at 6 o'clock. If you're going to bust out of a slump, that's the team you want to do it against because the Flyers have owned us 2-1 basically every time we play them this year. The Heat continue their homestand tonight when they host the Cavs at 6. Caleb Martin, Jaime Jaquez Jr. questionable. Here's the good / maybe bad news. 8 of the final 12 games are at home for the Miami Heat. They haven't exactly been great at home lately, though. Bro.
You got to win tonight because you got a tough one against Golden State on Tuesday.
Favored by 4.5 tonight, the Heat.
That's because the Cavaliers are not playing with a lot of their starters. I actually need you guys to win.
Are you worried about Dean Wade coming to town? Can I get a picture with Dean Wade and Dwayne Wade together tonight?
Clearly, you can tell the difference.
You can tell which one's which?
Yes. You can tell who's D Wade and who's Dean Wade.
I think Dwayne Wade's a better looking guy overall, but it's hard to tell the difference. Their game's very similar.
No, it's not.
Gerard Pringle has committed to the U. The 4-star running back is from Armwood, Florida. The Canes open the season August 31st against Florida. Marlins spring training wraps up today at 1 against the Mets. Opening day Thursday, 4 o'clock. Pittsburgh Pirates, Lone Depot Park. Vlad will be there. Trey Mancini has opted out of his contract with the Fish, so you will not be seeing Trey Mancini playing for the Marlins, although I don't think him opting out is really the main reason why you're not going to see him with the Marlins. Good story, but
He thinks.
Good story, but I don't know. A very shorthanded Inter Miami squad fell to the New York Red Bulls.
They got their ass kicked. They ain't fall. They got their ass kicked.
Couple notes. Former Heron Lewis Morgan had a hat trick.
Boy, he was busting his old team's ass. Yeah. That's what you do.
Now, Tata Martino didn't let the guy skate. Afterwards, he slammed the team.
Absolutely.
They had no desire to compete.
That was el patético. That was pathetic. Yeah. That was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God I didn't have Apple Plus to watch this, but
At least Phil Shane made it interesting.
Phil made it interesting.
Was Thomas giving him the business?
Thomas was laughing.
TR don't play, man.
Towards the end, Thomas was laughing. He was like, "Man, let's just get out of here."
My favorite was Thomas is feeling it when he says, "Dude," on the air. He goes, "Dude, you can't just go out there and do that." You know what he wants to really say.
To be honest with you, you know what's upsetting? And their defense stinks, man. Defensively, they're playing terrible.
I want to say last night was an outlier.
Nah, bro. Nashville. Remember that first game against Nashville in the
where they had to come back.
They had to come back. They played well at home. That was a good victory. But Nashville had opportunities to tie, to get a second away goal. And then
offsides.
You offsides. Versus DC. DC started off the game very hot 1-0.
Philly talked about that.
They had to put Suarez in the second half, and Suarez got the brace. And then in this one, it started off exactly like the DC United games the week prior, and they got their ass kicked. It was a 90-minute plus beatdown.
Lewis Morgan scored in the first 4 minutes, something like that. I mean, come on.
He scored 2 in the first 23 minutes.
And we've got to ask Phil Shane when he's on next week, is the slow starts every single game, Messi or no Messi, something to be worried about, Inter Miami?
Absolutely, bro. They're not playing.
Outside of that one game, was it Nashville, the second leg, where they scored right away? Or somebody they scored right away.
It was Nashville in the second leg where they scored immediately.
Yeah, and Suarez.
Suarez. But that Messi was there, and then Messi scored a goal, and they were playing well. And then the minute they took Messi out, because something happened with his hamstring, I believe, in that game. That's when that was the last time he played. They had him look the same. Nashville started coming back in the second half. Luckily enough, they did add a couple more goals.
Right. Because you got to start playing a little more careless when you're in desperation mode. So Inter Miami took advantage of that.
Right. But trust me, in that second half, the defense was starting to let them down towards the last 15.
Yeah, because there was the offsides.
There was 2 goals that they scored that I really think one of them they really did score.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they called one of those offsides. Nonetheless.
But they haven't played well.
Let's talk about 2 more quick things I want to bring up, Vlad. You are a proud FAU alum.
Yeah. Bye, Dusty May.
Any hard feelings? Dusty May has now announced, following the NCAA Final Four appearance and an appearance this year in the NCAA tournament, he is going to be the new coach at Michigan, taking over for Juwan Howard. Any hard feelings?
No, man.
He just signed the big contract.
What you gonna do, man? I mean,
did you expect anything?
I didn't expect him to leave, but he was one of the hottest coaches over the last 2-3 seasons in college basketball. So,
did you see? Only 3 programs in the past 2 years have won 60 or more games. Houston. Okay. UConn
and
FAU.
Nice.
That's not bad. That's not only not bad, that's good. Real good. But you had to feel Dusty May sign that big contract. FAU just trying to help him.
And he's not going to get those guys. Like, that was a special group that went to the Final Four and should have advanced in the second round. I still don't know what Jones was doing. But what's that noise?
It's my computer.
Oh.
We'll get IT on it. IT will be down there in about 4 weeks. Good.
But it's good for him. He's great what he did, and hopefully they still could continue to want the run that they've been on in the FAU. But I can't knock a guy for upgrading his life.
Right, and that's the people that say go to hell, Dusty May. We've gotten some of the text on that stuff.
I'm sorry.
Look, if you get a chance to get a better job and more pay in your life, you're going to do it too.
And that's one of Michigan's one of the dream jobs in college basketball.
Absolutely.
If you can bring them back to power with it, that's going to be something.
Yeah, they're big time. One more thing. Carlos Sainz, he won F1's Rolex Australian Grand
Wait,
Prix
what?
today. Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah, Carlos Sainz. He won the Australian Grand Prix after pole leader Max Verstappen withdrew for brake problems.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Sorry, I misled you a little bit on that one.
Dude, I got into
You think
it.
he head to head?
I got into it with Leroy about because in the GOATs, because Marcos put Lewis Hamilton as a GOAT of F1. And I'm like, well, first and foremost, let's not forget about Michael Schumacher. And second, Max Verstappen's been kicking everybody's ass the last 3 years.
Literally, if Max Verstappen, he took the pole, would not have had to withdraw because
Sunday should just be called Max Verstappen Day.
If there's not an anomaly, something crazy happening, I was going to make jokes yesterday. I was going to read the headline in advance that Max Verstappen won. Good thing I didn't because I hadn't won with age poorly. But
no, brake problem.
The reason he lost is brake problems. Let's take a break real quick and go to the day spot. We're going to step into the day spot before we take a quick break because I got some stuff to talk about. A college student is upset after her roommate issued her a midnight curfew because she says her late night returns were messing up her sleep pattern.
Well, first of all, what is she, mommy? Who are you?
Oh
Yo, I tell you this, girl roommates are funny.
They hate each other. Hate each other. I lived in a co-ed dorm my first year at Wisconsin. All the dudes got along beautifully. Every girl that was roommate, they hate each other. They just hated each other. Ladies, calm down. It's cool.
You can't be giving me no curfew.
Yeah, I'll pay rent here too. Although you can't, although some of the places I've paid rent, I've had a curfew, but not to say I followed them. Nonetheless, up next, Vlad, people, they just can't stop talking about Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, is he here to stay? Should he be here to stay? We're going to dive into that next here on 560 WQAM. WQ. Back at ya, Sports Day 560 WQAM. Vlad was at Amarant Bank Arena last night, not for the Panthers, but instead for Drake and Lil Wayne. I went to see a movie. Now it's back to fun times in the sports world. It just seems like as the draft gets closer and closer for the NFL, people can't keep our quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa's name, out of their mouth.
You gonna smack people now?
We're not going to smack anybody right now. But there's always going to be talk. Look, I believe ride or die right now. We are with Tua. This year, we're going to play it out. We're going to figure it out. If he balls out, he wins some playoff games, he's going to get paid huge amounts of money. If he doesn't ball out and kind of does what he did this past season, he'll still get paid a good amount of money, like 45, something like Kirk Cousins like money. Now, going into last season, it was all about Tua Tagovailoa's health. So I'm going to rewind back to last preseason, and then we're going to go forward from there. Joy Taylor, let's call her Miami's own.
Even though she's from Pittsburgh.
I know, but you understand what I'm saying. She worked here.
Listen to her show with Taylor Rooks.
Yeah, she worked with Zaslow for a while. Now she's out there at Fox Sports.
FS1, yeah.
She was asked.
Speak.
She was asked before last season. Once again, we're rewinding. What is the ceiling for Tua Tagovailoa with the Dolphins?
Joy, what is the ceiling for the Dolphins if Tua Tagovailoa is healthy?
Super Bowl.
Oh,
Woof.
you said it so well. You did a great
When
job.
you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. I mean, Super Bowl. I think they can make the Super Bowl. If you can make the Super Bowl, you can win. Anything can happen. It's one game. I think the ceiling is high. They're 7-3 when he was healthy. He led the league in passer rating last year. We got an opportunity to see what Tua is capable of with talent around him. When the organization has said you're the guy, when you have a coach that believes in you. I mean, they brought in Tyreek Hill, they have Waddle, and he performed. The question is, can he stay healthy for an entire season? And can he be healthy at the end of the season and the postseason when it matters? And we'll find out. But the question of whether or not he can play at the highest level has been answered. Yeah. So it's really up to Tua staying healthy at this point. And if he can stay healthy, I don't know why he's not the Dolphins, with the talent that they have on both sides of the ball and what they built on last year, can't be in the mix with all the other teams in the AFC.
So let's fast forward now to present day. If Joy Taylor were asked that, do you feel as though, Vlad, she would say Super Bowl? And what do you think would be some of the caveats? That last year it was, can Tua stay healthy? We know now Tua can stay healthy. Do you think she would say Super Bowl? And do you think now the question is, can he win at the end of the season?
I don't know. Super Bowl now because the team. As of currently right now on March 24th, I think last year's team, it was way better than this year's team. Currently, right now, obviously, we still have to wait for the drafts. They wait for after June 1st when they are helped salary cap wise.
Xavier Howard,
right? So, and then they're able to sign some key free agent veterans. But, excuse me, I don't think you can say Super Bowl right now. One thing I could say about maybe lucky for the Dolphins is that everybody in that division has taken a step back, maybe for the exception of, the Jets, who've made some good moves during the offseason. But Buffalo's team is different. You got one of their players,
Jordan Poyer.
Right, and they let Gabe Davis go. So you have to see what's going to happen with the draft. Losing Christian Wilkins, Van Ginkel, X, that's a big part of your defense, and you have obviously the contract situation with Tua. So do I look at this 24 season as Super Bowl buzz for the Dolphins? I think right now
you just want to win a playoff game.
If the Dolphins get in the playoff and win a playoff game, I think that's a big step because I really do believe that this team currently right now is not better than the 11-6 team that went to the playoffs.
On paper, you would say that now, but this is a project that is still being worked on. Incomplete is what I would say. Do I think Joy Taylor would yell Super Bowl again at this time like she did last year? I think right now it's to be determined. I don't know if they've gotten that much worse. I do understand Christian Wilkins, Van Ginkel, those guys are gone, but you still have a good core there. This is the thing, though. A lot of analysts, and analysts know everything. That's why they're analysts. Nonetheless, think that maybe the Dolphins should make some moves. We know that Joe Klatt has said that they need to trade off Tua Tagovailoa.
This is why this year's draft is, to me, the most interesting draft in the last 10, 15 years because I do believe that the Dolphins, nobody's going to give Chris Greer credit, but I do believe he's done a good job of, plugging some holes with a couple of, with the signings that he made a year, 2-year deals, 1-year deals. He's not stuck with people. He got vets that can play, that can contribute right now. See what they do with that 22nd pick. But you're reading a lot of crazy stuff from all these draft analysts trying to say, Klatt had the Dolphins drafting Michael Penix because he feels that he's a better quarterback for that offense than Mike McDaniel, which was crazy to me.
Yeah, well, joining the fray is Joy Taylor's cohort over there at FS1, Nick Wright. Nick Wright believes that the Dolphins should reach out to the Minnesota Vikings because the Vikings, they do have 2 first-round picks, an 11th and 23rd. He feels as though they should reach out to them and offer some type of trade deal where Tua Tagovailoa goes to Minnesota. We get one of those draft picks, and oh yes, Vlad, guess what? Use one of those draft picks to draft who? You said the name already.
Michael Penix?
Michael Penix Jr. He says it would be good for the Vikings because they could kind of ease some of the concerns with Justin Jefferson. It'd be good for the Dolphins because they could get the quarterback that they feel, I don't know who they feel, is a great fit for this team that could maybe get them over the hump. And you would still have the rookie contract and you wouldn't have to worry so much about money where you could fill other spots. In theory, to me, that sounds okay. But in actuality, would you give up Tua Tagovailoa, who can lead the league in passing and passing efficiency? He's done it over the past 2 years, 1 year passing efficiency, last year passing yards. Would you give up that for a huge question mark with Michael Penix Jr., who the ceiling is high, but also
it's not that high, bro. He's like low. 24. What is he, like 23, 24?
And he has somewhat of an injury history.
He does have injury, and he's just a bigger version of Tua.
Yeah. But I mean, you get him on the cheap. That's, I think, part of the allure of this whole trade scenario.
From what I've been hearing the past 2 years, weren't teams wanting to come to Miami to play with Tua?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that Tyreek? The minute he got to Miami, what he was doing was bigging up Tua, making everybody feel like that's one of the reasons why he came down here. That Tua was this great quarterback. Number wise, he's proven it, but the wins in the important moments, he hasn't shown up yet.
I think that's the thing now. I like to go back and hear what Joy Taylor said. Super Bowl. We just need to see if Tua can stay healthy. Tua stays healthy. The question mark is no longer can Tua stay healthy. Maybe the healthiest quarterback in the league last year. Never even a whisper of him being hurt.
No, Patty. 15 played.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think though he's just a freak. Like, I think he does kind of get hurt a little bit, but he's like double jointed and he's got vampire blood and everything's fine with Patrick Mahomes. But okay, so the question is no longer can Tua Tagovailoa stay healthy. The question is now, I think rightfully so, can he win in December and win in January? And this is the point. You can be, and this is Aaron Rodgers, your quarterback, you can be as great as you want. Peyton Manning had this problem too for a long point. As great as you want week 1 through 17. That's awesome. That's great. But what do you do after that? Or really, what do you do? You can be great. A lot of guys, and Tua, let's be honest, last season, 1 through 13, you were fantastic. You might have been an MVP, top 3 MVP candidate. But what'd you do 13 to 17 and going past that point? Isn't that when you want your quarterback to really, really shine? Who cares? Just get, the Heat say it all the time. Let's just get us in. That's all we need. I feel as though, you look at the guys that make their bank and make their play. Patrick Mahomes didn't have that great of a regular season, but when it came down to cutting time, he was Patrick Mahomes. And everybody said, what's wrong with these Chiefs? Of course, a lot of passes were dropped, so it hurts your stats a little bit. And actually, you look at Patrick Mahomes' stats in some of the big wins, they weren't fantastic, but they were quality stats. Passes made, rushes made when they were needed to be made. And, give the Kelsey brothers some credit. I kind of gave them a hard time. Jason and Travis Kelsey on their podcast said, I like the Dolphins. Thing is, though, they don't win the big games at the end of the season. And winning in December is different than winning in September and even November, October. The Dolphins this year, I have no doubt will start off hot. And I'm going to get what everyone got me last year with. And I kind of got, what do you want to call them? Bamboozled I was out
Hoodwinked.
at the tailgates. I was out at all the events, and everyone would come to me, Dan Day, I know this team. And I'd say, no, you don't know this team. This team's different. Like, I know this team. I said, no, this team's built to win. They're gonna win these big games.
Yeah, in September and October.
And
when
they
the weather's
said,
nice.
they said this team's gonna fall apart at the end of the season. I said, don't you dare. Watch out. They beat the Cowboys. I thought, we're over the hump. We're good. Lo and behold, Dolphins fans that lived their whole lives loving the Dolphins, living and dying with them, still ride or die. They knew better than me. So I'm going to go in this year, Vlad, and they're going to start 7-3, 8-3, and I'm going to say, hold tight. I'm going to pump the brakes this year and say, hold tight. We need to win a little more when it counts. That's the only question now. Tua does that. He's going to end up being what? Second or third highest paid player in the league. I have no doubt about it. But can he do it now is the question. Can he do it?
I think you should draft a wide receiver.
What? Huh?
Yeah, I think you should.
You have Tyreek Hill, who I think was the MVP last year.
Are you going to sign him back again?
Yes, of course.
Even with all the troubles
Well,
that's brewing?
Once again, he could have had 2,000 yards if he didn't get hurt. You saw when he didn't play what happened. You saw the only guy who made a play in that playoff game was Tyreek Hill, who went back and caught a touchdown pass. You got Jalen Waddle.
Because, fam, you're going to have to make a decision.
Jonnu Smith?
Very shortly of renewing Tyreek's contract.
Done.
And extending Jalen Waddle.
Done.
So you're going to have $60 million?
Jonnu Smith, you got him.
No, you're going to have 60. No. So you're willing to pay $60 million.
Got to do what you got to do.
On the wide receiver position.
Got to do what you got to do. You got a quarterback. You got two guys.
So you're going to have a quarterback that's about to make $45 to $50 million. And then two wide receivers that are about to make $25 to $35 million.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
This is the thing. And this offense, the way it's put together is it's more of just throw it where they ain't and hope they get there in time. Do you want to go offensive line? Everybody's saying offensive line, offensive line. We had a piecemeal offensive line last year that did more than an admirable job. Defense, that was great. Now you did have some subtractions. It's going to be interesting to see what Chris Greer and these guys do. You're saying right now, go get a receiver. And then what you have to, if you get a receiver, then you deal either Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle.
Then you sign one and you have another one
for
the next 5 years. Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah. And Tyreek Hill,
especially in this type of draft.
And Vlad, let's say this, Tyreek Hill has been writing checks his butt can't cash for a while. He is one step away from making a huge mistake.
It's starting to snowball, and it's starting, it's starting to pick up speed.
And this bum, Roger Goodell, and I know, whatever. He still could come in with the incident in January that was alleged that the police responded to, where Tyreek Hill and his old lady got into it, and he supposedly, allegedly shoved an unlit cigar in her face. Roger Goodell can come in and just suspend him. Roger Goodell has final say. He has the God complex. What if Tyreek does something off the field finally, and that's it?
He needs to relax a little bit, but he
needs
to chill.
But you do bring up a good point, Vlad. Maybe a wide receiver isn't your worst bet. You go put him out there this year. He does a good job. Maybe something happens with Tyreek, or maybe he's just a backup plan. You figure, hey, this guy's really good. So you might have something right there. And that's the league we have now. The offensive line, like I said, it was piecemeal last year, but did an admirable job. The defense, we know it can be a top 10 defense in the league. You still have, enough pieces to make it work, minus Christian Wilkins. Xavier Howard, I don't think it's the biggest loss in the world. I think it's just one of those things. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see on draft day what we do. I do not think, though, trading Tua Tagovailoa to the Minnesota Vikings a good idea to try to get up.
By the way, that's the dumbest thing ever.
And get Michael Penix Jr. I think people are looking for things to talk about.
Listen, you think Kevin O'Connell's not going to go to Brian Flores and says, "Oh, we're thinking about getting Tua"? He's going to be like, "Hell no,
no."
I'll make sure this defense will make him look bad in practice every day.
Yeah. And also, by the way, you think Tua wants to go to Minnesota, where you know who the defensive coordinator in Minnesota is?
I just said Brian Flores.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Kevin O'Connell.
No, I said, do you think Kevin O'Connell's not going to go to Brian Flores and says, "Hey, we're thinking about bringing Tua," and he's going to say no?
Yeah,
I'm going to make him look bad in practice every day. No, like clearly there was. And why would Tua go to Minnesota? He would tell them he would not go there. But he would tell them, "No, I'm not going there."
Hawkinson.
He does not mess with Brian Flores.
Indoor games.
Doesn't mess with my.
I'm just saying
that's great,
positives.
but you also got to go to. Guess what? You also got to go to Chicago and Green Bay.
Green Bay, not good, not good. Okay, so Dolphins fans, you're not getting Michael Penix Jr. You're riding with Tua Tagovailoa. Some people are saying yay. Some people are saying, oh. Time will tell. Up next, going to do a little quick hashtag what's trending here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Back at it on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Real quick, Vlad and I going to run through the old Twitter world, the X world, the social media world, as we always have. You can find him at Vlad2078. You can find me at Dan Day Radio. Taking a look around, I see a picture of Thomas Rongen. It just says Vamos, and I don't even know where he's at, but TR is living the life, man. He's got an Inter Miami gear. There's like a cliff behind him, some water. It's always good to see TR. And just follow TR. It's T Rongen, TRONGEN, at T Rongen. He's always going to have something interesting. He's almost an international man of mystery right there. Uh-oh. Tyler Hero's trending again, Vlad. And we're going to get into this later in the show about what's going on with the Heat. But Tyler Hero, it seems like parts of Heat Nation are starting to kind of turn a little bit on him.
Why?
Yeah, just his injury issues, man.
That's weird.
You don't think?
No.
Failing to choose between Hero and Duncan post-bubble cost them a title. To have two of your highest paid players be unable together is just bad roster construction. Well, the Heat, when they signed those two guys, didn't know that they were going to get hurt. Also didn't know that Duncan Robinson was going to have 2 substandard years.
Okay.
Well, Heat Dynasty standing up for Tyler Hero says Tyler Hero will be back by playoff time and get buckets nonstop. Do you believe that? Heat Nation, of course, Heat Nation at Heat versus Haters says Heat fans after every loss. Now, this is them saying this is what Heat fans say after every loss. Tell me if this is accurate, Vlad. Spo is overrated. Jimmy is washed. Bam is soft. Hero is made of glass. Caleb is a bum. Jaime is trash. I need y'all to be normal. So I don't know about all that. Let's walk it through. I don't think Heat fans say Spo is overrated. Do they? I don't. I say no.
Wow, they are ripping the Heat, man. They are really ripping.
I told you, Jimmy.
They said the Miami Heat play basketball tonight. Crap, sound like a threat at this point.
Ooh, Heat Muse, Heat_Muse has been just brutal to Tyler Hero and been throwing out stats to kind of back it up. Games played with the Miami Heat this season: 37 for Kyle Lowry, 36 for Tyler Hero.
Yeah, they are ripping. Wow.
By the way, Lowry was traded from the team exactly 2 months ago today. That hurts. That hurts.
The Celtics want the Heat in the first round. Celtics Unite tweeted, I want the Miami Heat in the first round.
That's a good question. You know how everybody says nobody wants that smoke in the first round. Is it starting to turn a little bit that the Bucks and maybe the Celtics are saying, you know what? We'll take the Heat. We'll take the Heat in the first round.
Wow, man.
I mean, Twitter's nasty.
Emo Jimmy said being a Miami Heat fan is like being in a toxic relationship.
Lately, now also they showed very poorly against the Pelicans, but they had won some games, and I don't care if it took a last-second 3 from Bam Adebayo to defeat the Pistons. They did win some games against not the greatest teams, but still they got some wins. It's not like the roof is caving in.
Douglas Brathwaite tweeted, Miami Heat will try to play basketball tonight. Jeez.
Wow. A2 Brute? A2 Brute? Like, come on, guys and girls.
PJ Beast Mode 32 all day tweeted, oh, Miami Heat fans still mad about the whipping we gave them. Damn. I getting killed on Twitter.
Mike Sanchez at Mike Sanchez says, this team is a lot worse than last year, and Hero can't even walk at this point. Ooh. That definitely has nothing to do with the Heat, what I just saw. There's a video up. I'm sorry about that. And I think Terry Rozier has been great since he kind of got acclimated. I think he's been playing
very well.
I like Terry Rozier.
I really like the since he came back from injury, the way he's played basketball for the team. He's been very consistent, but don't know what's going on with the rest of the team.
I do want to bring up this as usual. Things that go from cute to stupid real fast. Tyler Hero's playing good, averaging 20 some odd points. Dresses like he's Willy Wonka from the Willy Wonka factory. He's stylish. He's got drip. He's got style. He's got rabbit ears on in one press conference. It's all fun and games. He hadn't played in a while, and people are starting to kind of whisper about him. He looks like a fool. Like, what the hell is this outfits? He needs to worry more about his game than his clothes. Things go from really cute to really ugly very fast, and it's all about the way you play or if you play. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Because he don't have drip right now. You got to play, and you got a ball to have drip.
Look, listen to the Heat, man. This is from Playbook Sports, right? With 12 games left to go in the season, the Miami Heat are looking for a spark in their offense that averages 109.4 points per game.
Wow, that high?
The league average is 114 per game, 114.4. And the Heat are 26-7 this season when they score 110 plus points. They have not hit that mark in the last 9 games. In 3 of those 9 games, the Heat have failed to score 100 points. The Heat are 2-14 this season when they fail to reach that mark. This is not good.
Not good at all. And remember, 8 of the final 12 games are going to be home games. And Jimmy Butler, we're going to hear from him in just a little while. He says right now teams aren't scared to come into Kaseya Center and play us.
Nobody's ever been scared to go to Kaseya Center and play you.
Everybody wants to come to the Kaseya Center and play you. They don't care about wins and losses. They care about that W off the court. But nonetheless, with that being said, I have full confidence the Heat will beat the Cavs tonight, and they are favored by 4.5. So we'll just have to wait and see. But Heat Nation, not very happy, at least
Is
online.
Juice coming?
Struce Juice got to be coming, man. Got to make that return to the 305. I'll give him credit. When he and Gabe Vincent left last year, I said, you know what? It is what it is. I was right about Gabe Vincent, but maybe not so much right about Max Strus. Max Strus has been vital to those guys over there in Cleveland, especially when they were making that run. Ooh, my dude is here. Blake P is in the house. So glad to have him. So join us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, everything. That's been a little hashtag what's trending, and come back, get you caught up, get you ready for all the March Madness action. I see Shaka Smart on TV right now in his Marquette. Is it Golden Eagles going?
Yes.
Marquette Golden Eagles. It seems like Dusty May might be the new Shaka Smart. We're going to talk about that soon. Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
March Madness in full effect. I can watch every single game. Absolutely love it. Yesterday, I also caught a little bit of the Oregon State University of Washington college baseball game and Nashville Predators, Detroit Red Wings. I had 2 TVs, so I had to kind of alternate between everything that was going on. So I was getting into it. I know, Vlad, you haven't had a lot of time to watch the NCAA tournament, but have you caught any of it? Have you been surprised by any of it? Has it excited you? Other than now we know Dusty May is no longer the coach of FAU. Really wasn't so much his fault, although you do have to blame the coach that FAU lost that first round game to Northwestern. But nonetheless, Dusty May, he is going to be the coach at Michigan, taking over for Juwan Howard. That's part of the March Madness. They were just chomping at the bit. They're probably glad that FAU lost. Nonetheless, has this March Madness captured your imagination yet?
The men's, no.
No. Oh, well, we're going to get to the women's, of course.
I'm after the women's right now.
Women's are very, very exciting. Everything is always exciting with the women's right now. South Carolina and North Carolina playing right now. A little Civil War battle right there. And it's 1-0 South Carolina early in the game.
There's no stars in the men's game. And even coaches aren't stars in the men's
They got
game.
the guy over there at Houston that his last name's Shade. He's a really good player. He's really exciting. Duke has a couple of guys, Philip Kowski.
Yeah,
and
I've seen him. He's nothing.
the guy that
he
paints
gets
his fingernails.
He
and
gets hurt by fans.
NC State has Old Man Body. They won last night. I don't know his name, but that dude's got that old man body.
I do like old man, the fat boy. Big boy.
He's got
big boy.
no mobility, old man body.
He's got moves.
He's
man.
got skills.
He's got low post moves in his feet.
You got Edney over there at Purdue. He's an exciting player. But yeah.
No, he's not. No, I don't want to see a big. He's just big and tall. That's it. There's no exciting players. The women's game?
No. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. All the players
coaches,
from South Carolina.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dawn Staley had her dog up on the podium the other game after they won.
Philly.
Kim Mulkey. We're gonna get into Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey don't play.
They're going after my baby.
Dude, they better if they hurt her. Of course, I mean she doesn't need us to stand up for her.
Oh no, she'll beat them up.
Actually, she's better off without us. Don't go after our baby like that. She's your baby mainly, but don't go after our baby like that. Kim Mulkey has some words. We're gonna get into that in a little nay or day in a little bit, but going after Kim Mulkey at halftime right now. Marquette up 45-34 against Colorado Buffaloes. Some of the big exciting storylines. James Madison did beat Wisconsin, a couple 12 seeds getting by. NC State continues to advance. They defeated Oakland. NC State decided
7 in a row, man.
Did what we wanted the Hurricanes to do. Ho-hum season, but make it count. NC State is the team out of the ACC that has made it count 7 in a row when they absolutely needed. Their coach had pretty much been informed. Whenever you exit the ACC tournament, you exit the building because you're not going to be the coach here any longer. Now he's looking at a contract extension. The team really rallied for him right there. That's one of the big stories right there. Purdue finally getting out of the first round, though kudos to Grambling State University coming out of the SWAC, winning that first play-in game. Kansas is gone. They had a season, at least by Kansas, they wanted to forget. A lot of people thought Gonzaga was down. Everyone told me.
No, Gonzaga had a bad year.
They did.
They just went against a Kansas team who's also had a
bad year for them.
By their standards, and their best player was hurt.
Everybody told me, go against the Zags. They're a down year. Another big story, SEC has been terrible. 5 to 6 teams lost in the first round. I'm happy for that because it's not LSU. Tennessee, they have advanced, though. They beat Texas yesterday. They'll face Creighton in the Sweet 16. I have Arizona winning the whole thing, not because I'm this huge Arizona fan. Just as I was filling up my bracket at Funky Booty the other night, it just seemed to happen that they looked like they had the best path. Grand Canyon University defeats St. Mary's. A lot of people thought St. Mary's, this is their year to make moves. Grand Canyon beats them in the first round. I honestly thought Grand Canyon was an open admittance school in Phoenix. I was recently in Phoenix. I found out it's a private school in Phoenix, so not as easy. Someone else online on the Twitch, the YouTube, 560 WQAM. I know my homeboy Blake P's in there. Thought Grand Canyon University was a correspondence college. Nope, but Dan Marley did coach there for a while. I do remember that. Some of the other big storylines, Yale getting past Auburn. They play San Diego State. Remember, San Diego State was in the national championship game last year, hitting that big shot against FAU. UConn and Northwestern. Of course, Northwestern down to FAU. It's been exciting to me. I loved watching the games. I'm going to continue to try to watch the games and try to just feel good throughout this whole tournament. I've actually got my bracket doing really well right now. Kentucky getting bounced by Oakland the other night was a big story. Nonetheless, basketball all day, every day. Give it to me. I like it. But now we have to focus on the Miami Heat playing basketball today against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are somewhat reeling a little bit. They've come down from their super high. They've had some injury issues with Max Strus and Donovan Mitchell. Nonetheless, still a very good team coming into town tonight in a game that's not a must-win for the Heat, but shouldn't lose it. You don't need to be losing it.
Whoa.
You're going to go must-win?
What do you mean it's not a must-win?
You're going to go must-win.
They're tied with Philadelphia right now.
So we're going must-win?
Yeah, this is must-win. You don't want to keep on slipping down in the playing standings, bro.
Yeah, really. And now, Vlad,
I mean, I don't think you're gonna get to 9 where you got to play the 9-10 game, but you don't want to be in. Maybe you want to host. Would you rather host the playing game, than
right? Or have that one game to play with if you lose, like last year.
Then go to Philadelphia. Like right now, you're a game and a half behind Indiana.
Right. And I know we're getting kind of low and we're playing the moment right now, but
12 games left
for but 8 of the 12 are at home. So you have to feel a little bit better about that.
But these are some good teams you're playing.
Yeah, you are playing some good teams. But it seems like for the Heat, it doesn't matter. If you're a bad team, like the Wizards, you might come in here and beat us. If you're a good team, we might go there and beat you. It's weird.
All right. So you got Cavs. You got Cavs tonight, Warriors Tuesday.
Yeah.
Then you should whoop the Blazers' ass next Friday.
Take care of that business.
Then you owe Washington one on the road.
You get them.
Then you come back for New York. Then you get Philadelphia at home. That's going to be a very important game. And then look at that. You get the Rockets in Houston.
Rockets are a good team.
That's a tough game. You're at Indiana. That could be a seeding game. That could be who's not in the play-in and who's in the play-in.
Yeah.
That's a big game in Atlanta. Atlanta's trying to play to get into the playing game themselves to get the 10 seed. Then you play Dallas.
You never know with Dallas. You got Kyrie, you got Luka, who could be the MVP this year.
And then you got 2 games
against Toronto.
You in the game. Yeah. Now, listen, if you're Toronto, you got 4 days in Miami at the end of the season.
Have fun.
It's a wrap. You're having fun.
Club live. Let the guys in for free.
Yeah.
Take care of those guys.
Drake might as well just just take care of them.
Maybe even take them up to elbow room during the day. Get them good sauce.
Think about it. Friday, stare in Miami, end of the year,
Meaningless
the last 2
games,
end of the season.
But I ain't gonna lie, meaningless games
on a weekend.
Meaningless games. If I'm a player for the Toronto Raptors, sigh. Unless I need to hit some type of incentive, sigh.
If I'm a vet, I'm hurt. Oh, I pulled a hamstring.
Sigh.
I am what?
Flu-like symptoms, stomach ache. Stomach ache. That's the one you can't tell. You can't take an X-ray on my stomach and tell me my stomach aches.
But yeah,
and the vomiting will prove that I have a stomach. I had a stomach ache last week.
There you go.
Almost kept me on the bench.
So the last 2 games of the season should be winnable. But if you look at it, after that, you play Golden State. After tonight, you play Golden State. Portland and Washington should be easy, but that's a good little 6-game stretch between the Knicks, 76ers, Rockets, Pacers, Hawks, Mavericks. That's key.
Yeah.
You got to go 3-3 in that, or 4-2.
Yeah.
That way you avoid playing.
I mean, we talked for the past couple of weeks, man, just get to that 6 seed. Now it's looking more and more like, man, can we just stay in the high end of the play-in games so we have that one game to work with? But once again, NBA this time of the year, very fickle. You go on a little bit of a win streak, you're all of a sudden a 6 seed or a 5 seed. You're going a little bit of a losing streak, you're all of a sudden a 9 or a 10 seed. So let's just kind of hold the line. Let's get these wins and let's get moving. Let's get to the headlines. Panthers, don't hit the panic button, but they've lost 4 in a row now. They gained a point last night, though, as they fell 4-3 to the Rangers in a shootout. Today, it's the Flyers at 6 o'clock, a Flyers team that has given us fits all season long.
You lose tonight. I'm very worried. I am full worried.
The only reason, and we're going to also hear from Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice said, hey, look, I'm not saying that this valley, we've hit rock bottom yet. He's like, we might have to do some more losing before we do winning. I don't like to hear that.
I don't like to hear that. Now he's pulling Eric Spoelstra stuff.
Yeah.
He sounds
success, like success is a bad thing in this league. Huh?
Sounds weird.
That was
that's still the weirdest thing.
I want to go back and get that because you could kind of hear him get caught up in the air. Success is a bad thing in this league. We'll get it one day. But when Eric Spoelstra said that, success can be a bad thing in this league, I said, no, it's not. It's not. But I mean, I'll defer to Spo. But Panthers, though, I am a little not worried, but I'm not happy about it right now. And, this is one of those teams you want them to start playing better at the end of the season, but luckily they've got enough good mojo. And once again, we don't want the President's Trophy. So we're going to relax, Vlad, and say, we're just trying to stay out of that President's Trophy curse. We're going to be A-okay. The Heat do continue their homestand tonight. They're going to host the Cavs at 6. Caleb Martin and Jaime Jaquez Jr. are questionable. Gerard Pringle has committed to the U. The 4-star running back is from Armwood, Florida. The Canes open the season August 31st against Florida. I know, Vlad, you don't like hearing about commits. You don't like hearing about recruiting, but I think the proof is in the pudding. The better recruits you get, usually the better team you're going to have. So
I've been hearing about recruits the last 3 years. What's the record?
that's every team, man.
Okay, then. So I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, but teams like Georgia and Alabama, they get the top recruits year in and
That's
year
great.
out.
You know what I want to see? Let me see them on the field, spring practice. Hey, this kid
Ruben Bain was pretty good. Francis
that's all I want to
Noah.
see. And then when I see them in August, that's it. And that's it. I expect you guys. I expect when you're in a university like that to get blue chippers. I expect that. Now, when you get those recruits, what I hope that you teach them. You give them the skills and all they need to become successful football players so that your university can win. We haven't seen that
Yet.
for a minute.
My friend Jay Rowell, he runs Ghost of the Orange Bowl. You can check him out on Facebook and stuff like that. He's shown some of the old great stuff that, Snellenberger did and Jimmy Johnson and all those guys. And I put a message the other day, comment, I said, Mario Cristobal going to bring all that back. I hope I'm right. The Marlins finished spring training. They're finishing up right now. Their final game is today against the Mets. It just got underway. Opening day is Thursday, 4:00 against the Pirates at Lone Depot Park. What do you expect the crowd to be, Vlad? 70% full?
When? Thursday?
Yeah, opening day. They'll open up the upper deck, right?
No.
Nope. Thursday, 4:00, not enough?
Unless Pittsburgh people flew down.
Well, you got to understand, you do have the Puerto Rican community here that's definitely going to go because Roberto Clemente played there 70 years ago. I'm serious.
So, yeah, what do you think?
But you got a lot of Pittsburgh people down here, too.
Do we?
We do. I see them all over the place. Very nice people. Beautiful people.
How many people fit in Lone Depot? 30, 34?
I'd have to check right now. Let's check it out right now.
I say you get 26,000.
Whoa. If I learned how to spell depot, I did learn how to spell depot. Park. Let's see.
I think you get 30. I think it's like 33, 34,000. I think you get like.
It holds. No, that's not true. That can't be right.
No, it's true.
I saw 37.
Okay.
Or 37 and a half.
Okay.
So
okay.
28.
You get 30.
30. Okay.
You get 30.
Okay. I'll take that. Nice little 2-hour, 15-minute game. You'll be in and out. You'll be ready to wham, bam, thank you, man.
No matter what, that's going to be a long day because going to the stadium is going to be caught in traffic. And like you said, the game is quicker now. So by the time you leave, which might be 6:30, you're going to be still caught in traffic leaving.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Inter Miami.
Public transportation might be the move there, but it's good.
Inter Miami, though, not good yesterday. And Vlad, you were even saying it. You were really upset.
Oh, it was terrible. Heat Cold put 27,000 may fit inside of your local Home Depot. That's true.
Oh, man. But yeah, so yesterday, 4-0 was the score as the Inter Miami Herons. They totally just Tata Martino called him out, so we had no desire to play.
It was terrible, bro. It was a horrible performance.
He said it was just
horrible.
Absolutely disgusting.
They have a week now off. They don't play again until Saturday. And then hopefully Messi comes back for the first leg of the quarterfinals.
April 3rd against Monterrey is our
CONCACAF.
Is our hopes right there. And Monterrey, Phil Shane told us yesterday,
best team in the.
He thinks they're the best team in CONCACAF, or at least on this side of the globe.
This side of the globe. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Boca Juniors is really good. They're so much better than River Plate in Argentina.
I'm cool. You're not gonna upset me.
Was I poking the bear a little bit right there?
You're not, but yeah. River Plate owns them. Right. So,
Canes baseball team. We continue to mumble over there, please. Canes baseball team fell to Notre Dame 5-2 yesterday. They look to salvage a win in the series today. The game just got underway, so hoping to get that one going. Taylor Fritz lost at the Miami Open yesterday. That now means the top 3 American men, Fritz, Francis Tiafoe, who we love, and Tommy Paul, are out of the tournament. But luckily, Coco Gauff continues to play. So we wish the best to her, as always. I mean, she's our favorite. And Jessica Pegula, she's been balling out there too. And she's hitting the elbow room after she wins. She loves celebrating victories. We love Jessica Pagula. Speaking of things we love, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Vlad, I told you about poking the bear. Let's talk about this. 4 bears have been spotted several times taking rides on the giant pedal swans on a lake in England. And those bears.
Bears are dancing on the lake.
Yeah, those big swans. See, now I like how over the past years, bears have evolved. When we started the show, they were cocaine bears. Bears don't want to get all like that anymore. They just want to get high. They want to smoke or eat some green and then just, take little rides.
Okay.
Is that what bears are doing now?
I don't know. Do I look like I hibernate with them?
Up next, we're going to talk about Playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Miami Heat back in action against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers, a very good team, have not been great lately. But nonetheless, starts to be like a game that you kind of have to want to win. It's starting to get more and more. Glad you've said it already that these are must wins. I am still trying to dance around the kind of have to want to win.
Yeah, I don't like when you do that, bro. I hate when you do that.
The Cavs
you do that a lot. when the team's on them, like you did that today. You started off with me and my Drake concert instead of talking about the fact that every team in South Florida got their ass kicked yesterday or lost.
Yeah,
you do that. I'd say even our listeners noticed that you do that. When you did that during last year's playoffs, when both teams lost, you kind of avoid getting into it before getting into it.
Oh, we have 4.5 hours today.
Let's get into it.
We're getting into it. The Cavaliers, they're a game up on your Knicks. They're in third place in the Eastern Conference. They have won only 4 of their last 10 games. They're on a 2-game losing streak. The Heat, they're 4-6-2 in the final 10 games, 1-game losing streak. We're 38-32. They're 43-27. The Pelicans came into town, and I don't even know if the Pelicans were that good. Just the Heat were that uninspired the other night.
That was weird because
you thought they'd have every reason.
They played the night before against Orlando. They lost
whooped.
BI. They lost BI. He's out for the next 2 weeks, or they got to reevaluate him in 2 weeks. And if you look at the box, the box score, Zion only had 6 points? Four. And they got killed by the Pelicans. Murked is the right word.
I wasn't even peacocking and proud. Like, people were walking up to me at Duffy's and Plantation, where I play on Friday nights music, and like, you wore the right jersey tonight, bro. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I really didn't think we were going to win. I thought that the Heat had every reason to win. And even Alejandro Solano, who does the Hawk and Crowder show and pre-Heat, says, before the game, he goes, Dan, it's just we need to win this game more than the Pelicans, and I think that's going to be the determining factor. Was not the determining factor. Got to start looking at this Heat team, man, and it's like they're in a war of attrition. Jimmy has been in and out of the lineup with that right foot contusion. Nikola Jovic has that hamstring. We know Tyler Hero. We don't know if he's ever going to be back with the Heat. I mean, the injuries just keep piling up. He keeps missing games. Kevin Love, the right heel bruise, but we'll figure it all out. Then Duncan Robinson has that back problem. Oh, you start looking, Vlad. I first want to ask you, with all these injuries, do you feel as though maybe we'll never get our flow, our groove? Is it going to be one thing after another? Is this team kind of snake bitten?
I don't know if they're snake bitten, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Because even when if they get healthy, you want them to find some type of chemistry.
And they've only got 12 games to do that right now.
It's really hard. You're just not going to plug, if Tyler does come back, you just plug him in and then he's back in, he's back.
Not plug and play 20 points.
Right. It doesn't work like that. You got at least need a month or so of playing. You saw how long it took Terry Rozier to get acclimated with the offense.
And find his footing, which is understandable.
So
another thing, a little more concerned, Bam Adebayo's been with that tweaked back for a little bit, and Caleb Martin all year just hasn't been himself. He has been on the injury list a lot. So basically every player has been hurt on and off, which is going to happen in a season. And like Spo said, you got to tough it out. But man, it's been really, really bad this year. And now you got to worry about finding a groove.
What was their record last year?
Pretty much the same. I'm not going to lie. It's almost the exact same. And they were dealing with just as much injuries and in and out of the lineups. Terry Rozier is definitely an upgrade from Kyle Lowry, although Kyle Lowry, when we played him the other day, he balled out, of course. But he's still an upgrade. Jaime Jaquez Jr., I think, he maybe not as good as Max Strus, but he's applicable to, not Max Strus, but a good replacement for him. Jimmy, this is what I want to talk about. I actually heard you and Leroy, you were filling in for the
So
Tobin
right
and Leroy
now,
show.
they basically, they're the same team from last year. They
They're the same
finished the
team?
year 44-38. They're 6 games above 500 right now, right?
Yeah.
They're 38-32.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same team.
Yeah. So last year, what we relied on is playoff Jimmy being playoff Jimmy
For last year's team.
and busting out and doing great. I heard you on the Tobin and Leroy show earlier this week. You were filling in. They had some injuries, it seemed like, on the team. But Leroy says, we're just going to sit back and rely on playoff Jimmy until playoff Jimmy doesn't show up. Basically, we're using the same blueprint that we used last year. Just get in and let Jimmy Butler do his thing. Is there an expiration date on playoff Jimmy? Is there going to be a day where playoff Jimmy just doesn't show up? Is there going to be a day that maybe playoff Jimmy, like he did kind of last year, gets a little hurt, maybe can't play? Then what is your backup plan? What is your contingency plan? Is Jimmy Butler just going to sit back and, like, he had 17 points the other night? Once again, nobody played very inspired. He has had these 30-point games.
But these are the games you want him to be like, all right,
is he going to ramp up, or is
30? Yeah, like, I mean, do you want
him ramping up now, or do you want to just sit back and say, yeah, save it for the playoffs?
If you got to make it, though.
And now you don't.
And that was the other thing. It wasn't like in those playing games, he was giving you those Milwaukee Bucks effort.
He was.
It wasn't really until the Bucks happened.
Right. And
they stole that game one.
Yeah, Giannis got hurt.
I'm not gonna blame the Giannis injury. The Heat were playing well. Giannis got hurt. They lost Tyler Hero. So, I know Giannis is a bigger player, bigger star, but
obviously
2 key contributors cancel each other out. But you can't wait for game 4, Jimmy, in the first round anymore.
No.
You just need the team to come. And Bam's got to play consistent.
Right. And I think Bam will.
No more. We need the 20 and 10.
We need the 20 and 10, not the 17.
With the 3-point attempt.
Yeah, we don't need the 16, 14 Bam.
I don't need the 17 and 9 Bam.
Right. I don't need the 16 and 10 Bam. I need the 20, 23 and 10 Bam. And you and I have said, it sounds like not a big deal. In the grand scheme of things, though, it is a very big deal. But okay, let me tell you this, and it sounds kind of crazy. Playoff Jimmy, everybody knew about it for a while, but it was always something that we were really cognizant of. The rest of the league, they know Jimmy Butler's a good player, and in the playoffs, he's good. Last year, though, playoff Jimmy was very prominent throughout the playoffs, meaning that this year, it ain't sneaking up on nobody. You don't think some of these coaches can game plan for a 4 to 7 game series to maybe minimize playoff Jimmy and rely on some of the other guys who may be in rhythm, maybe not in rhythm, maybe not 100% healthy? It's a little scary. And once again, we entered, as you said, basically the same team from last year. We entered very scared last year, and lo and behold, everything turned out all right. So should we relax and say, hey, look, we've seen this before, been there, done that, it'll be okay? Or should we look at some of these signs and say, oh man, this could be a rocky ride? I'm saying right now, I'm riding. Eric Spoelstra has said this is a championship caliber team. Jimmy Butler has promised us that they're going to get back to the finals, and this year they're going to win it.
Man, more I'm thinking about it, y'all, this spring might be.
But I don't want to
might be quick.
I don't want to get a quick exit from the playoffs and do the show, Vlad, which we're going to have to do. All the signs told us what this was going to happen. Jimmy was in and out. Everybody was in and out. Tyler, Bam didn't give us this. We were worried if playoff Jimmy didn't show up. All the signs told us we're going to get a quick exit from the playoffs, and now we should have read the signs. I don't want to do that show. But at the same time, there are a lot of signs that have to have you a little bit worried. And like I said, Duncan Robinson, great mojo. Now he's got problems. It's like, God, can we have anything nice?
No.
And I mean, I know every team kind of goes through it, but it just seems like this team goes through it more than anybody. Am I wrong about that? Then I know you go.
Yes, sure.
Look as far as the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram's now out, and he's a prolific scorer.
My team, 3/5 of their starting lineup is hurt.
Right.
Everybody goes through injuries.
So let's calm down. That's all we got to do. Calm down. RELAX, as our good friend, or at least Vlad's good friend.
Yeah,
RELAX. Not our good friend.
Yeah, relax. All right, everybody goes through it. So you go through it every year. So you've been through this so many times.
Mark my words.
It's just, when is enough?
Mark my words. Playoff Jimmy, and you might say, well, how did he sneak up on people last year? It's different. Playoff Jimmy's not sneaking up on anybody this year. Teams know he's coming.
Miami did not sneak up on anybody. Nobody just wanted. No, they did not.
Come on.
No. I don't think Milwaukee wanted to play Miami in the first round. None of those teams wanted to play. They just, because they know about Heat culture. They know about that team.
Well, they also
Miami's not sneaking up on anybody.
This is why you don't want to play Miami in the first round, because they do have talent. They do have a lot of experience. They've got Eric Spoelstra, and their style lends itself to playoff basketball. They don't score a ton of points, but points come at more of a premium in the playoffs. Fouls, you got to foul a little harder to get that foul. And we've seen in the second half of the season, you really have to foul hard to get some foul calls. But nonetheless, their style is more methodical, more defensive oriented, more team oriented. And the thing is this, if the Heat do what they did last year, They get hot, start making those threes, then they're a very, very dangerous team. So right now, trusting in Eric Spoelstra, trusting in someone getting healthy and everything going to be okay. But okay, let's ask you straight up, Vlad, as a Knicks fan, the proof is in the pudding. Do you want to face the Heat possibly in the first round? That probably won't happen, of course, I'm saying, but would you want to face the Heat?
Oh, we could.
Would you be all right? Would you be nervous?
Got to face them sooner or later.
That's a lot of coach talk, but
no, literally gonna have to face them sooner or
you're
later.
gonna have to face them either in the second or third round anyway.
Right. So it's whenever you're gonna have to face. If in order to get to where you got to get to, you're gonna have to face Miami, Boston, or Milwaukee.
You bring up another good point, Vlad. Maybe you do want the Heat in the first round because it seems like the further they get in the playoffs, the more they find their rhythm and get going. Remember, they're up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. They had that thing humming. They got you guys pretty good too, 4-2 in the second round. So yeah, they beat the Bucks, 4-1. Nonetheless, okay. But it seems like as the playoffs get going, they really get going. So maybe you do want to get them early on. We saw Atlanta beat them in the first play-in game. They had some troubles against the Bulls. Maybe you do want that smoke earlier than later because as later it gets, the more this team gets going and Jimmy doesn't really get hurt. Maybe the finals, it's a little different of a story. You don't get bounced 4-1. Max Strus doesn't go 0 for 2 games. Man, that really kind of signed Max Strus's farewell when he went those 2 0 for games in the playoffs, dude. Oh, still use him right now, though. Still use him. But all right, and Jimmy and Spo and Riley and Mickey Harrison, Miami Heat, we trust. Get healthy, playoff Jimmy, get those wins. Up next, a little Nay or Day here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
favorite station.
Dougie told me he been on some positive. Lately, I just wanna show up and body. Yeah. Always been a little mad
Day all day.
This cash I'm getting, got me losing count of these
Whenever it
bags.
comes
I've been moving
to
too fast.
Drake,
Hard times don't last.
Lil Wayne,
I'm with cops and rats talking out
Lad was out there
boy,
last
you
night.
ain't
Amarin Bank
with a-
Arena.
with a badge.
Big one. Good stuff. Got to get into a little Nay or Day right now. Nay is a thumbs down. Day is a thumbs up. We're going to get things started. Eric Spoelstra talked about the Pelicans defense, how it kind of forced the Miami Heat to shoot from outside, and they just have not been hitting the shots.
A little bit of both. I mean, at some point, they doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on, protecting the paint, just daring us to shoot. And we do have to take those when they're available. And at the same time, there were opportunities where we could have moved our bodies a little bit more, cut more, run more, attack the paint more, move off of those drives a little bit more. Those would have been improvements in the margins. I think, also just a few more makes to stem the tide, that also can change the complexion or just the feel of some possessions, because defensively we were pretty good in that first half. I was encouraged by that. It was about as poorly as we could shoot in that first half, and we held them to 46. And then, as it continued to go on in the second half, our defensive resolve started to waver, in that fourth quarter.
So, Vlad, is that an A or Day right there? Miami Heat.
I really care, bro. Like it was just boring to be right there. I think whatever.
I'm gonna
Just score. Just so you know.
He's saying basically we just got to start hitting shots.
That's it. Because look, they did the same thing. They played a zone defense when New Orleans was scoring because they didn't think they could hit outside shots. Apparently, fortunately, CJ McCollum was. They just got to hit baskets. That
So
was
has
it.
the league figured them out by just jamming it up in the paint and
They
trying
all
to make
do
them
the
shoot?
same thing.
So
So they have to shoot.
It's all about making shots now.
It's just all about making shots.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. So there you go. Jimmy Butler, though, remember we talked about you get 8 of the last 12 games at home. Jimmy Butler recently said no one seems to be scared to come into the Kaseya Center.
Home or away, I mean, we got a job to do. I don't think anybody's scared to come in here and play us. I don't think anybody's scared to play us on the road either. Hopefully the coming games we figure it out. We put our heads down and get to work, because we definitely got to start winning if we want to be where we want to be.
Is that an A or a Day right there?
Okay, they're just saying the same things over and over. I've heard these things the last 2 years, bro.
No, but I mean, nobody's scared to go anywhere in
No.
the NBA. These are professional
That's
athletes.
what I'm saying. Nobody's just win. Like you won. This is what I don't get. They lost 7 in a row. Then they went on a what was it, like an 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Then they come out of the All-Star break winning 5 of the. They went on a road trip, 3 before the All-Star and then 3 after. They went 5-1.
Yep.
And then
It doesn't matter.
And then after that, they've been pretty much crapping the bread of late, but they have been mediocre at best. So no, guys, you need to win. Duh, you're in the pack right now. You're in a group that if you lose, look what happened. The Heat were actually 5th place.
For a hot cup of coffee.
And then what? They lost 5 of their last 6. Now they're in 7th.
Yep. Just get with it. Win. Nobody's scared of anybody, no matter where you play this time of the year, especially if you're a good team. So just got to win some games. Now, Caitlin Clark, she was doing her thing yesterday. Iowa rolled in their first round of the NCAA tournament.
Gets the steal. And Caitlin hits the lane. 23 now for Clark.
Just balling right there. Vlad, if there were an award for best college basketball player, men's and women's, is Caitlin Clark running away with it no matter what?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
who else?
I haven't really been watching or heard anybody else, but I mean, this has been a 2-year coronation, so
It is going to be fun to see what she does in the WNBA and see how her game translates over, though. I really am excited about it.
It won't.
It won't?
No.
Oh, you heard it here first.
I'm telling you, they're gonna start staying in college and playing more because they get better, they get more money and exposure with the NIL deals and everything like that.
Speaking of college basketball, your girlfriend, Kim Mulkey, she's getting into it with a Washington Post reporter. Apparently, there's some piece that he wants to do on her. She's supposed to be doing the interview. She kind of said she would do it. Now she's kind of saying, I don't want to do it. The guy apparently gave her a deadline during the NCAA tournament. Kim Mulkey saying something about, you know what? That ain't, no.
This was a ridiculous deadline that LSU and I could not possibly meet, and the reporter knew it. It was just an attempt to prevent me from commenting and an attempt to distract us from this tournament. It ain't gonna work, buddy.
That's got to be a day right there, huh, Vlad?
Oh my God, I don't know. Kim loves anything. You know what it is? She loves anything to inspire, get her team motivated. So, they're the defending champs. They're the 3 seed. They're about to play at 3 p.m.
Yeah, MTSU upset.
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee State University.
And yeah, just more distractions, just something to give her a reason to get her team motivated.
You can't give somebody a
But
deadline.
it's crazy. Yeah, you can't give a deadline like what you like. Don't you like? First of all,
He said it was for 2 years, though.
Huh?
He said he's been trying to get her for 2 years.
Yeah, but give her a deadline like what? If you don't talk to me, what?
What? Your subscription to the Washington Post is going to be declined?
What? Like, don't give me no deadline. Don't give me no ultimatum or anything like that. Like, get out of here.
So Kim Mulkey, she wasn't done. You want to give me a deadline? I can fight back too.
This is exactly why people don't trust journalists and the media anymore. It's these kinds of sleazy tactics and hatchet jobs that people are just tired of. I'm fed up, and I'm not going to let the Washington Post attack this university, this awesome team of young women I have, or me without a fight. I've hired the best defamation law firm in the country, and I will sue the Washington Post if they publish a false story about me. Not many people are in a position to hold these kind of journalists accountable.
You know what I get from that, Vlad? If my daughter is a blue chip basketball star, I want her going to play for Kim Mulkey.
Kim's going to fight.
I mean, she's going to protect you. She's going to fight for you. She's going to respect you. She's going to be there for you.
As long, she doesn't seem or deem that you've done anything for her not to have your back.
Yeah, don't disrespect her, though.
I don't know. I mean, she didn't really kind of support Brittany when she was going through her situation. But nonetheless,
yeah, Kim's she's from that school, man.
This one very interesting. I really want to see what this is about. She puts herself out there.
She's not afraid.
You're either gonna love her or hate her. There's no in between with Kim.
Does anybody hate her?
Yeah, people hate her, bro.
Ooh, how?
Don't be stupid. Anyway, they don't like her, just don't like her demeanor, the way she is. But one thing you can say about Kim Mulkey, in any aspect of basketball, she's won.
Oh yeah.
As a player, coach, she's an Olympic gold medalist. She's won the title. She's coached 4 national titles. Yeah, she is one of them ones in college basketball.
Man, Kim Mulkey, go get him. Go get him on the court and off the court. Last but not least, the Florida Panthers mired in a 4-game losing streak. Paul Maurice was recently asked a couple of days ago about the 3-game losing streak, and he said it might get worse before it gets better.
I'd like us to take a small step back to the right path of hockey, the way we play. I'm not looking for it to get fixed right away. I think we gotta go through a little bit more pain here before we can get to our game. So one step at a time. It's a good thing.
Vlad, you and I don't like hearing it might be a little more pain before we get a little bit better. I want to start winning again. You got a chance today against Philadelphia. That'd be a good way to exercise some demons, though, today against Philadelphia. You've lost.
First of all, I don't think the NHL. Let's keep it a buck, right?
Go ahead.
I think the NHL did the Panthers a favor.
Giving them a tough final stretch.
Not only a tough final stretch, but you played at 8 p.m. last night.
You get a 6 o'clock game.
You have a 6 o'clock game tonight.
So you don't get a matinee. You get a little bit of time to rest.
It's not a full 24.
It's not. No. And you're not at home.
And you're not at home,
You
and
don't
you
have
still
the
had to,
efforts.
even though the travel to Philadelphia from New York is not long. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if there was bus, train, plane. I don't know. But nonetheless, that was a game that ended, what, 11:30 last night? So you get out of New York City. You're not getting out of New York City till 1:30. You're probably not getting to Philadelphia unless you're probably staying in Jersey. That would be the smart thing. Stay in Jersey, which is right in the middle of both cities. And then, but you're not getting back to the hotel room till like at least 2:30. So
That's a quick turnaround.
that is a quick turnaround against a good Flyers team who's played you very well this season, having beaten you 2 times, and you have a hard time scoring against them. You've scored 2 goals in 2 games against them, one each game.
2-1 both games. But this is a good way to exercise some of those demons tonight, get back on the right path, get over the quote unquote Philadelphia Flyers hump, and get, as Paul Maurice says, back in the right direction of Panthers hockey. Up next, we're going to get back in the right direction and get you updated on all the March Madness and everything else happening in the sports world here on 560 WQAM.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
NCAA tournament continuing right now. We have a good one that is going on right now. Marquette up 79-76 on Colorado with just 50 seconds left. I remember the Buffaloes in a tournament earlier this year. They really whooped up on the Miami Hurricanes when the Hurricanes were still a very good team, and a lot of people had a lot of hope. So it's a good Colorado team that's showing they're pretty good against a team that a lot of people think Marquette could make a run and go all the way to the national championship. So very excited about that. Not trying to duck that our sports teams are on kind of a cold streak. I will admit the Heat, they got pounded by the Pelicans. Uninspired basketball. Inter Miami, uninspired yesterday, losing 4-0 to the New York Red Bulls. I kept an eye on it online, Vlad. You did the game. You said it was pathetic.
El terrible.
Yeah.
That's great. Late great Jim Mandich would say. El terrible. It was bad, bro. It was nasty work. It was like out the gate, like 3 minutes in, boom. It was like a goal. I was like, hey, it's 1-0 early. Then all of a sudden, the former Inter Miami player, scored his second goal, got a brace, and then he set up the third goal, and it was like, nah, I'm whooping your ass. Let me just get the hat trick.
Yeah, go ahead and get that hat trick for Lewis Morgan. He is Scottish. I think he's Scottish. Yeah, Lewis Morgan coming out and going out for the New York Red Bulls, making it happen. This is what I like about soccer coaches. They're not going to do that much coach talk. Tata Martino just comes out and goes, team played like they had no desire to compete. Unacceptable. Terrible. Call your team out. Kind of the old Rick Pitino thing. We haven't touched on that. Rick Pitino calls out his players by name. I thought it was a nasty move. The team goes on a huge winning streak, makes kind of a run in the AAC tournament, or is it the Big East? No, it's AAC tournament. And St. John's misses out on the NCAA tournament. So what do they do in turn? Take their ball home with them. They did not accept the NIT invitation. Rick Pitino said, we'll worry about next year. Oh, Miami Hurricanes baseball team. They've lost 2 in a row to Notre Dame. They're trying to at least salvage one game in the series. Panthers lost 4 in a row. They lost last night 4-3. At least it was in a shootout. They got the 1 point in the shootout. Nonetheless, got a loss against the New York Rangers. Try to make things right tonight at 6 o'clock. The Heat trying to make things right at 6 o'clock as they host the Cavaliers. Whew. Lots going on, man. Very short-handed Inter Miami. Final Four, Dusty May is gone. Dusty May no longer the coach at FAU.
Yeah, $3 million at Michigan.
$3 million a year?
I think so. That's that's what they're reporting.
Yeah, a lot. You love it down here in South Florida. Love what you build at FAU, but $3 million a year, that's something right there. Have to do with the cold in Michigan.
He's getting paid $3.75, so nearly $4 million a year. Nah. Yo, Menu's upset that Dusty May left. On the Twitch and YouTube, man. Dude, he was making $1 million at FAU,
and he just signed that big contract,
and then now he's making 3.75, nearly $4 million. Come on, bro. I'm sorry, it is what it is, but we're not gonna have the same type of talent next year. Those guys are leaving,
and your stock is high. Yeah, that's what you're saying too. Your stock is very high.
You gotta leave when the iron is, when the iron's hot.
Yeah,
you gotta bounce.
Strike on that iron when it's hot. That's true. So I'm not mad at Dusty May. I know Menu on the Twitch and YouTube is mad. I know some FAU fans may feel somewhat that he was disloyal, but I think, man, 6 years here, what he's done for that program. He signed the big contract last year. That was basically you thanking him for getting you to the Final Four and for what he's done. And also, you pretty much knew the writing was on the wall. It probably wasn't going to be here for very long. Now it kind of ensures the buyout and the pay and everything like that. And also that FAU gets paid a little bit of money as he goes. Man. What we got? What are we laughing at?
Man, he's like, but we got a campus on the beach. Look, man, I love Boca. I love Town Center Mall. I love Yamato Road. I love the McDonald's that was there when I used to get the 29-cent hamburgers on Monday and 39 cents on Wednesdays. I love it. But as much as I love South Florida and Palm Beach County, if I'm making $3.75 million to coach the Michigan Wolverines basketball team, I'm out there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
he sent me to Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's kind of got that hippie vibe too. So Dusty May doesn't seem like a hippie type guy, but nonetheless, got that kind of hippie vibe. I mean, I'll go coach anywhere, man. I'll coach Des Moines, Iowa, Ames, Iowa, Lincoln, Nebraska, Where do you want me, man? Where do you want me? I'll go out there and I'll coach for 3.75 million, man. That is a lot of money. It's a big time program. It's a national championship type program. Duncan Robinson, he almost won one there. They won one with Glenn Rice, another Heat legend right there. The Fab Five were there. I mean, what a tradition. And the money. Juwan Howard. I really thought Juwan Howard had it going there, man. He had some issues.
Something happened there, man. Something happened.
Went from good to bad really fast.
Yeah, because I think he got them to the Final Four not too long ago.
Yeah, and it seemed like he's an alum. He's one of the most.
And I think they welcomed back the Fab Five back into the family again.
Seemed like he really had it.
Yeah, I think we saw a picture of all 5 of them together at a game. They all went to go watch Juwan play, but something happened.
Yeah, something happened. And I know he had some health issues, and then he almost got into a fight a couple times after a game. But I don't know. It really kind of threw me off how it went from that good to that bad. And this was their first finish as last place. They finished last place in the Big Ten. This first time in like 25 years, something like that. Yeah, I mean, how do you defend finishing last place in any type of conference, much less the Big Ten, which is a very good conference right there? But you're Michigan. I mean, that's big time right there. And you got Michigan State right across the state that you have to deal with. So things start going bad there. You got to get the ship right really quick. Ships are always needed to be righted. Marquette and Colorado. Marquette a 2 seed, Colorado a 10 seed. Marquette up by 2 with 11 seconds left. And it looks like Marquette inbounding the ball. That was a very good inbound. They're running out the clock. There's going to be a foul. They still can't foul. That guy should have dunked it, and they did foul. Okay. Looks like Marquette's going to hold on. Can't guarantee, but nonetheless, Colorado really equipping themselves. And if you're a ladies fan, you got South Carolina, North Carolina right now. And South Carolina is being South Carolina at 33-0. They are up 58-21 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Women's basketball, man. It's crazy. South Carolina, Dawn Staley's got it going on over there, doesn't she?
Yeah, man. She's right now at the top in the coaching in women's basketball, man. I mean, to have this team go undefeated in a tough women's college basketball.
It's more competitive
season,
than ever.
Like, yeah, that's crazy. But with going undefeated, the pressure's on her to finish it off.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You got a lot of pressure.
She's got to be like Cody Rhodes and finish the story.
It was Pat Summitt back in the day for Tennessee. Of course, Gino Auriemma, he's been at UConn forever, won a ton of games. And now it looks like Dawn Staley really got it going. Although Kim Mulkey's got some good mojo, at least when it comes to the basketball teams over at LSU, winning that most recent national championship. Let's get to the headlines, see what's happening. Panthers have lost their 4th in a row, but they gained a point last night as they fell 4-3 to the Rangers in a shootout. Today, it is the Flyers at 6 o'clock. Couple things I want to touch on, Vlad. Who's our guy for the Rangers that is huge and will knock the living snot out of you?
Matt Rempe.
Did Rempe last night, or did he?
I don't know. I was at the concert, so I didn't see the game.
I saw a couple highlights of him just skating around, but I did not see him hurting anybody or hurting himself because he ain't afraid to take a punch.
He ain't afraid to lay a punch.
Yeah, no, he'll lay one, but he'll take one too. It's all about getting your punches in.
Yeah, he's 18. He's young, dumb, and yeah.
Yeah, he's young, dumb.
Yeah,
he's a big guy.
That's a big boy.
We watched him mess some people.
Oh man. Like he's eating those punches. Like
he don't care.
He don't care. Like it's nothing. It's nothing. Those are like little paint. Those like paint slaps.
He's one of those guys that you never want to fight because he knows what he gives is worse than he gets. No matter how big and bad you are, what he gives is worse than he gets. So
he played last night.
I saw some highlights with him.
He had 7 minutes time of ice. Okay, that's good.
7 minutes time of ice.
No, that's good. He usually doesn't. He usually says like 4 minutes, and it's mostly penalty minutes.
I was gonna say he has like 3 real minutes on ice, 7 minutes in the penalty box, and it's just like okay. Nonetheless, you get the Flyers. The Flyers have beat us both times this year.
5 hits though. He had the most hits. He had the put it this way. He had the least amount of time on ice,
the most amount,
but he had the most hits. He had 5.
Look, I'm not a huge Rangers fan, but I am a Rempe fan right there.
I love Rempe, man.
Tonight, though, exercise those demons, take out the Flyers, and let's just get everything done. Let's get going. Let's get moving. Let's make it happen. The Heat continue their homestand tonight when they host the Cavs at 6. Caleb Martin and Jaime Jaquez Jr. are questionable. 8 of the last 12 are at home. This is the time to start getting some continuity with the team, kind of get moving and grooving. The Heat are favored by, last I checked, 4.5. The line could have moved, of course. They are favored, so this is one of those games. Just go out there, take care of business. Let's move on because it's not easy from here on out.
We got a final.
We do have a final.
Marquette beat Colorado 81-77. Marquette advances to the Sweet 16.
And a lot of people happy about that because a lot of people have some people have Marquette
in the South region.
Not just only going to the Final Four, but maybe winning the whole thing. So wouldn't be upset about that. A little Dwayne Wade action right there. His old school. Always good to see the
Jimmy
runs from those guys. Jimmy Butler, yeah, played there, man. Look at me not knowing where Jimmy Butler is. He's from Texas. That ended up at Marquette. That's interesting. So now NC State, Cinderella NC State, team that just once the postseason started cannot lose, is going to be taking on Marquette. That's going to be Friday in Dallas, Texas. I don't know. I'm excited about that game. Very excited about that game.
I like the Houston, Texas A&M game tonight.
Oh, a little big brother, little brother. Although kind of little brothers, but still, nonetheless, definitely.
Oh, good old Texas
A
battle.
little Texas shootout, and the
College
winner of
Station versus H-Town.
And the winner of that one would get Duke, James Madison, another interesting one. So you could have NC State and Duke in the same bracket with chances to possibly play
in the Elite Eight. You could have NC State versus Duke in the Elite Eight.
That's juicy.
Carolina advanced to the Sweet 16. They beat the living, out of Michigan State.
And I'll tell you, man, NC State, their main sport is basketball. I talked to my dude Nathan, who works with the Marlins, but nonetheless, he's like, yeah, we're good at every sport, but the one that counts, which is basketball, because they've had teams that have gone to the College World Series in baseball. Football, they've been pretty good. But
Phillip Rivers was all right.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I mean, you got Russell Wilson.
Well, listen, I think NC State, they're always going to be remembered for Jim Valvano, but they would like to actually do something after Jim Valvano.
Right. They haven't really made big time moves since then.
It's been like, 41 years?
Yeah. Some of those basketball schools, though, man, that's what it's all about, really, man. You can be good at football. You can be good at baseball. You can be good at women's basketball. But, man, men's basketball, that is king. Like Duke. You think Duke's too worried about their football team or their baseball team?
Well, they need a win. They haven't won in a while.
Yeah. Got to get that basketball program going. You got the newer coach, Shires, over there. Still got a lot of good recruits, but, how long can you bank on what Coach K built there? We'll have to wait and see. Gerard Pringle has committed to the U. The 4-star running back is from Armwood, Florida. The Canes open their season August 31st against Florida up in Gainesville. That's going to be an interesting one, Vlad, because both teams kind of trying to reestablish themselves and say, we are back. We are making it, although Florida had a really bad year last year, but that's one of those games you don't want to start the season 0-1 against a rival team like that. So I'm going to be watching that game kind of on the edge of my seat. I might be here at the radio station, but nonetheless, I'm going to be kind of on the edge of my seat because I would hate to start the season at 0-1 after all the quote-unquote good mojo we've had in the offseason, getting Cam Ward from Washington State as the quarterback and the recruiting. I know you don't like to hear that, but you got Reuben Bain coming back as a sophomore on the defensive end. On the offensive end, Francis Malinois. Yeah, just wait and see, man. Marlins, they're finishing up spring training right now. Let's see how they're doing. Not that it really matters what they're doing against the Mets, but in case you really are a stickler for scores in spring training, they're up 1-0 in the bottom of the third. And we've got some interesting stuff going on with the Marlins. We know Sixto Sanchez should be making an appearance this season. It's been a while since he's played. We know Yuri Perez.
Who's pitching? Who's this opening day pitcher?
Jesus Luzardo.
Okay.
And we've got 4 left-handed pitchers in our starting rotation.
Really?
Unique.
Is that the first time in Major League Baseball history that team is starting the season or with 4 starting left-handed pitchers?
And we're going to get into this later, Vlad. You're going to be very
wait a minute. Really? 4?
Yeah.
You are playing right into the opposition.
I know.
Dude, most hitters are right-handed.
And Vlad, you're not going to be happy.
Oh,
I'm saving it for towards the end of the show. You're not going to be happy about one of the guys that's in the rotation, and not only in the rotation, high in the rotation.
I think you might have to get left field seats.
Oh yeah,
at Lone Depot Park.
Yeah, man.
And bring your glove. It's gonna be a lot of home runs.
There might be, man. You take the curveball out of it in a lot of games.
So how many left-handed pitchers will the Marlins have on their roster? Because you definitely need a left-handed reliever.
Yeah, you need more than one left-handed.
So you're gonna have 5. There's no way the Marlins are gonna have to move some of these guys in the bullpen.
There's talks about getting Max Meyer if he can come back from the Tommy John surgery, which he had about a year ago.
Oh, Jesus!
Getting him back into the lineup, and he would be that left-handed pitcher.
4 left-handed starters
could be possibly in the rotation. Yeah,
name me them.
I don't want to. I don't want to ruin it for you right now. I have it in front of me. I don't want to save it for later. But here's the starting lineup as of today. Yesterday, Luis Ariz, he hit a home run. He's in the starting lineup for today at least. Josh Bell, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Jake Berger, Tim Anderson, Avisail Garcia, Nick Gordon, John Bertie, Nick Fortes. It's a pretty good starting lineup, Vlad. You know Luis Arias, he can lead the league in hitting. Josh Bell was great last year. Jazz Chisholm was an all-star. Jake Berger. Tim Anderson, if he can have a resurrection in his career, and I believe he can.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it too much, man. You know, Nick Gordon, John Bertie's very good. Nick Fortes, up and coming catcher. Okay, we'll see, man. We'll see. Me and my girlfriend getting back together. We'll see how that goes, man. We'll see.
Oh, somebody in the 305 texted, not the people who had Marquette minus 4.5. Oh, man, they lost by a point. Oh, man.
Vegas is so good.
He's so good.
Stop being so good, Vegas.
Smartest men in the world.
They really are. Smartest men and women in the world. Inter Miami, you talked about this. 4-0. No desire to play. Waiting for Messi to get back April 3rd for that CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 8, leg 1 at Chase Stadium, not Dry Pink Stadium anymore, Chase Stadium.
So if it's Chase Stadium, I'm supposed to assume that there's Chase banks, like ATM banks,
Yes.
all over the race, right?
I think that is safe to assume. I think I've even seen it. Now, right outside the stadium, I'm trying to give you a little scoop. The professional rugby team, I think it's the Miami Sharks, also plays. And I can get us rugby tickets. You can get us rugby tickets. I mean, do they really take tickets? I don't know. I haven't been to a game. I had my friend Dave and Carol go out there from 26 Degree Brewing. They went to the first inaugural game. I didn't get a report, but Vlad, if you want to go to a rugby game, there are tickets available. Let you know.
Okay.
I don't understand rugby enough, but I'm sure it'd be fun. Talked about Dusty May, the Miami Open that continues today. No, the U.S. men not faring very good. But then again, when have the U.S. men fared good since? I don't know. When was the last time we had a U.S. man that was really burning it up? Was it Andy Roddick? And I mean, he wasn't even killing it. Andy Roddick, maybe? I don't know. And then, shocker in a way, Carlos Sainz won FS1's Rolex Australian Grand Prix, but the reason he won was because pole leader Max Verstappen had to withdraw due to some brake problems. Although I still, even with brake problems, I believe in Max Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen, out of precaution, maybe pulled out of that race. He probably could have still won with some brake issues because he's just that good right now. Speaking of being just that good, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Vlad, I'm going to let you do two things on this one. First of all, be disgusted. Second of all, tell me the nationality of this man. A man in California has been arrested after taking a severed leg from a train accident where another man...
Yeah, I read that.
The reason he took the leg?
Why? Because he owed him money or something?
No. They caught him on video later eating the
leg.
He
was eating the leg, right?
Yeah.
What is he? White?
Yeah, come on, Vlad. What do you think?
The intangibles, man. What's wrong with you guys? Why would you want to eat a leg?
First of all, why would you, steal a leg from not a crime scene, but an accident scene, and then go and eat it?
Drugs, man.
Yeah, bath salts will get you every time, right? Bath salts? Is that bath salts?
It's something.
It's something I don't even know.
Yeah, it's got to be bath salt.
That's
just ridiculous.
That is hardcore. But yeah, I figured you'd guess it's a white guy. I don't know if he was or not. I didn't watch the video. I don't need.
Well, I mean, come on, man. I can't you got to do the research. You don't know what it is. If he's not white, I'm sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to insult the whiteys out there, but it's
hard times, man.
It's hard times.
Oh man, that's a rough one right there. All right, coming back next. We're gonna get in some stuff that we need to talk about. Like we're gonna go look at the brackets now. The NCAA brackets, kind of re-brackets, see who we got making a run, and also what the future for the Miami Hurricanes basketball, men's and women's, look like. Because we had Katie Meyer retire earlier this week. That's next on Sports Day 560 WQAM. They want to lick the rapper.
I say he's so
Did Lil Wayne
sweet.
play this one last night?
Yes.
Interesting. Oh, they edited that. Oh, maybe I should have said that. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with licking the rapper. I'm just gonna let it go. What we do need to talk about, though, we are going to get to our re-bracketing as everybody else does for the NCAA tournament. You and I were going through some of the playoff scenarios for the Panthers, and we're not scared of anybody, but it's a little grim.
I've come to this conclusion.
It's a little grim.
I've come to this.
Let's go.
I just realized this realization. The Florida Panthers is the most hated team in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
They got beef with almost everybody that's going to be making the playoffs.
They've earned the beef.
They've earned that right because they're probably the most respected. I think they're highly respected. They're probably the team that everybody in the conference respects the most.
And they made it to the Stanley Cup.
Coach, goalie, star, players.
Exactly.
Everything. I think they respect the Panthers. So looking at the standings as of right now, the playoffs would happen today. The New York Rangers, with their victory over the Panthers last night, took over first place in the Eastern Conference. They have 98 points.
Go ahead and take
Followed by that is Boston in second with 97. Third is Florida, 95. Fourth is Carolina, 95.
And they got the tiebreaker.
Panthers played the least amount of games. They have 12 games left. Rangers and Carolina have 11 games left, and Boston has 10. We know our theory about the President's Cup.
Nobody wants
We don't want it, right?
Nope.
So, like I said, the playoffs ended today. The Rangers would be taking on the wild card. And right now, the second wild card spot goes to the Detroit Red Wings. And Boston, who is the leader of the Atlantic and have the second best record, would be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, in the Atlantic, the 2 plays the 3. The second best record plays the third best record. So the Panthers will be taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, a team that they eliminated in the second round last year.
Gentleman's sweep last year.
A team that has
a lot of talent,
and a crazy fan base,
and
revenge on the mind.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
That's the reason why.
Like
you look at these teams that are in the playoffs or in the hunt for the playoff, many of these teams got eliminated by the Florida Panthers either last season or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
There are teams that have nothing more in their mind but to get revenge.
And they're cold weather climates. They want to beat up on a team they say lives in the warm weather.
So we know Boston would like to get a hold of Florida.
Boston was a minute away from eliminating us from the playoffs last year, and they had the President's Cup.
Carolina has made it their business in the regular season to let the Panthers know that
their displeasure with us.
And Toronto as well.
Toronto not very happy about what we did to them last year. The Rangers got us last night. Now, Vlad, that is your team. My dude, Giuseppe and Nathan listening right now. Giuseppe's saying I'm riding with the Rangers, and the Rangers have been good.
I love the Broadway Blues, but I think the Panthers and Rangers will be a great series. There's not really animosity. It'll just be more animosity towards the two cities and the fan bases.
It's been a close series this year.
But definitely, it's a close series. It would be a tight series, and there would be a rivalry would start because of the competition, not because of some cheap shot. Now,
right, but
maybe Rempe would do a cheap shot because
we want Rempe to do that.
You don't want Rempe to do no. Rempe's taking out a whole cat. Man.
The more I see Rempe, and I know Giuseppe's all about Rempe too.
He's gonna extinct you cats, man. He is. You know what he is? He's like the son. You know your son is a big badass, and he's just gonna take care of anything. You just be like, go ahead, Matt. Go handle the business. That's what he is, because you just know that's all he wants to do.
Ryan Lomberg, tighten those knuckles up.
Yeah, he makes Lomberg look a little small.
Lomberg gets into some undersized fights sometimes. He's tough.
You don't want 6'7" Rempe. He's tough, but 6'7" Rempe who's tough and eats punches. He eats your best punch while he knocks you out with his best.
Remember we watched that fight he got into? Was it the Philadelphia Flyers?
It was a Flyer. He was just eating those punches and then bong.
And then at
bong.
the end of the fight, Rempe starts like, hits
himself.
And then the other guy is just not even bloodied. Like just red,
red.
You know what I'm saying? When you're not bleeding, but the underneath, there's like blood under your skin.
You know that you just got in the scrap.
Just got mauled.
That's it.
Okay, let's not get too sidetracked.
So But you know that. So you have Toronto that wants beef again, that has
Yeah,
beef
they
with
want that
Florida.
smoke. They're ready.
Carolina has beef with
They
Florida.
made that happen all year long.
Tampa has mind control over
You
Florida.
don't want to face Tampa.
And the Rangers, Florida. I think that's just gonna be a competitive
I'll
series.
tell you another reason why you don't want the Rangers so much. MSG is a home ice advantage.
Yes, you would be MSG South at the Emirates Banks.
Right.
Arena.
So they would have but a huge advantage up in Madison Square Garden. Because
Big
that is
advantage
that's
in
a
Madison
place.
Square Garden, and it would be 50-50 down here in South Florida.
Easily.
It's
Easily.
Sunrise.
I mean, we saw what happened last year in the first round with Boston. A lot of Boston fans here. Still got the win, still got the series, continued on. They always say it's never going to be easy, but man, it's a little harder than initially thought right there for the Panthers, especially right now. They're not playing their best hockey, which is okay for now because you don't want that President's Trophy curse. Nonetheless, you got a lot of people licking their chops and angry at you with a lot of reasons to come after you in these playoffs. And now the pressure is shifted from you being the 8th seed last year where you're the underdog to now you're a little more favored. There's that little extra pressure for the Panthers to make it happen this year. Okay. Should be a fun ride, though, man. Should be a fun ride. As a New York Rangers fan, Vlad, you're okay with you got to face anybody, right? You don't care.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When you see a team winning like that, you got to figure that when they're one of the top teams in the conference, whether it's the Panthers or Rangers, you're the best team. Like you're one of the best teams. You're gonna have to face everybody. You're gonna be favored in most of them. Do we like to take as a fan? You would like to take on the opposition that you feel that is least threatening.
Of course.
But then if you watch the games, there's certain teams that just match up very well against you.
Right, the matchups.
For example, the Flyers against the Panthers.
Right.
Match up very well. They
match
up very well.
Good matchup for the Panthers this year.
So you're happy that the Flyers are not going to be in a wild card situation, so that you have to face them, or you would have to face them.
Yeah.
I think
Tampa's never an easy out.
Never going against that team, that
Maple
coach. Yeah, the
owned them
Maple
last year.
Leafs.
They
The
just-
Maple Leafs got a country behind them. But beating them is also so pleasing. Like because they feel like they're the uncrowned kings.
Yeah, they do have that.
They
going.
always feel like they're the uncrowned kings, and they have a great player. Don't get it twisted. Austin Matthews is unbelievable, but
So what we need is Tobin from the Tobin and Leroy Show to stay as far away from Sergei Bobrovsky as
absolutely,
possible
he
because
better
he
stay
is a
away from
mush.
him.
And we need you, Vlad, standing as close as possible to Sergei Bobrovsky because we know when you interview him and you're in the locker
me and
room,
Bob are cool.
he does
man.
great. He
Me and
stands
Bob
on his
are-
head. We need him
me-
standing on his head.
Me and Bobby, we cool. He's focused. He's focused. You know what I mean? So it's like Sergey said, man. Like I said, it's about the matchups.
Right. It really is. And it's about Bob standing on his head. If Bob stands on his head, nobody can beat us. We'll see what happens. Do you have the picture of you and Sergei Bobrovsky standing next to each other?
I do.
Oh, okay. I want to see him during the commercial break, man.
That's a little weird, but okay.
It just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh.
Why? I had to report it. We both had to do reports. Oh wait, you weren't there.
No, I didn't.
It was me and happy and Matt. Biff. It was me and Biff, and happy belated birthday to Biff. I wished him happy birthday,
He's in
but his birthday.
Atlanta now. So.
Right. Oh, happy early birthday to my number one, to my firstborn niece.
Oh, awesome.
Happy birthday. Tomorrow's her birthday, so shout out to her.
You gonna have a
Shout
little
out to Isabel.
No birthday parties?
No, she's with her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. I'll hold a birthday party in her honor tonight.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't like the fact that she has a boyfriend. I gotta check. I
understand that.
haven't really checked him out yet.
My goddaughter, she's like 15 now, 16, and of course she lives in Louisiana, so I don't really see her. But like, I would hate to hear she has a boyfriend and stuff like that. And I don't. It's selfish of me, but I don't need all that, man. I don't need all that.
Yeah, I gotta do I gotta get my Will Smith on in Bad Boys.
What do you do? Show up at the door drunk and acting drunk, like my God ain't gonna be out here, man.
Maybe.
Look, no shame in the game.
I just came from jail.
Oh, that was a great one. They're filming what? Bad Boys.
Got through. I think it's over. They finished filming.
They're
Supposed
out in
to come out
Fort Lauderdale for a long time.
They were in Fort Lauderdale.
A lot of it was on Fort
I
Lauderdale.
thought it was they were just filmed
of-
down here in Miami, like
I'm
Brickell.
sure part of it was, but part of it for a while was over there in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, apparently it's supposed to come out this year.
That's gonna be awesome, man. Enough is enough, though, right?
This is gonna be interesting because this is the type of movie. If it's funny and he's back to being, Mike Lowry, right? If he's back to being Mike Lowry, will he do the press run? Because he hasn't really done a press run since the slap.
Since the event, yeah.
And has enough time gone by? Because Chris responded in his Netflix special a year after. Is it enough for us to, the public to be like, all right, Will, we're over what happened. You've apologized. You've shown repent. So we welcome you back. Or will the will the image still live in people's heads to the point that people can be like, yeah, I'm done with you.
If I'm any indication, it's forgotten. It's over. It's done. All good. And I was wondering, I was like, man, Will Smith is out on commercial at Chase Stadium, high-fiving Lionel Messi. He must be a huge fan. And then I realized he's here shooting Bad Boys. That's why he was at the stadium. He didn't make a special trip down here. Welcome to Miami.
He might.
But
though.
it did correspond with him shooting the film, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. But I found it odd that he was just randomly there on commercial. What do celebrities think as they're going down to the stadium? Like, what Miami? What is this? Inter Miami? International Football Club de Football International Miami? Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale. Doesn't get sexier than that. Speaking of sex, you're going to do some something or nothing next year on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Let's do a little something or nothing. Gonna break down a little something, nothing. Vlad's gonna let me know whether it is something or nothing. You were saying last night's Drake Lil Weezy concert at Amarant Bank Arena. That was something.
Absolutely something.
Bad
Absolutely
ones?
something.
Bad ones?
So many bad ones out there, B.
I would think Drake can pull them.
So many bad ones.
But
you know what I love about
What are
you know what I love about the baddies. You know what I love about you women. I love when you women love like when you know something like the dog music. Like you see them going wild. I'm like, okay. Like when Wayne came out, like a lot of the ladies,
They love Lil Wayne.
they love Weezy. Like the ladies knew a lot of his thug lyrics, and I loved it. Like, all right, that's what's up, ma.
Beautiful. That's something right there.
Yeah.
Playing again tonight. So
Yes,
out there.
yes,
Try to
yes.
get yourself some tickets on the secondary
On
market,
a
'cause I'm
beautiful
sure
day,
it's sold out.
go enjoy it. And they start pretty much on time.
That's nice.
They do, So yeah.
Let's get into it real quick. Little something or nothing. I told you my dudes, Giuseppe and Nathan, they're listening right now. Nathan's NC State. They just cannot lose in the postseason. They get an overtime win versus Oakland last night. They have advanced. They're going to be playing Marquette. That is going to be on Friday. NC State's run, is that something or nothing, Vlad?
Something right now. Let's see if they can continue it like Kemba and them boys in Connecticut did when they won 12 games in a row.
Yeah.
So they've won 5. Let's see if they can win another one to get to the Elite 8.
And like I said, they basically informed the head coach that he was going to get fired once they exited the ACC tournament, and he's decided just not to lose. Keep his job. Maybe get an extension. How do you go from almost being fired to possibly getting an extension? That's what I like to hear.
What about that other coach that got fired and his team got to the tournament?
Was that Long Beach State?
Yeah.
Yeah, Long Beach State. Or the AD got fired.
No, the AD didn't get fired. The coach, the AD fired the coach.
Oh, okay.
With the hope that firing was going to cause a stir, and it did. And he's trying to take credit for it without. But
I would too.
But he looks nasty. Like,
Yeah,
how you going to fire the guy? If you're going to fire me, let me go. Don't have me still coaching. What if he coach?
Yeah, why would you keep around a lame duck like that? Only bad things can happen, because if he loses, then you're supposed to.
But
lose
what if
anyway.
he takes? What if he goes on a
run?
Steve Fisher run with
yeah.
Michigan in '89?
Dumb.
Then what are you gonna do? You're gonna rehire him back? Nah, baby, you're gonna have to pay me big time money, bud.
You go back on that search, and the search found you were the best coach for the job at the same price, right? No, sir.
But also, F you to the team. Now you want to start playing hard?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, why are you gonna play hard now? Like, whoa, team get that beat.
Yeah, the team gets the Drake beat.
Did you hear about this? A ref got pulled at the halftime of the women's NC
Yeah,
State
apparently
Chattanooga game.
she has something to do with one of the teams that she was refereeing for.
Background conflict,
Was it Chattanooga?
Chattanooga and NC State. Yeah, she had some type of background conflict. The NCAA recognized that, and at halftime said, "Oh, nope, no conflict of interest."
How do you
here.
recognize it at halftime?
Yeah, was someone doing the research and they're in the first quarter? Like, oh no! Like, shouldn't you research that a little bit beforehand, man? I don't know though. We have people here at the radio station who do things last second too. So I'm just saying. Did you hear about this? Nicki Minaj and her husband have been ordered to pay $500,000 after a backstage altercation in Los Angeles. Is that something or nothing?
Need more details, but it's nothing if they have the money to pay it off.
Right. That's not my thing. Like, and you got to protect yourself. You got to stand up tough. So it's okay. Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, he is going to produce the upcoming Prince Jukebox movie musical. Is that something or nothing? I would say that's pretty cool, man. The Prince Jukebox movie musical.
Prince Jukebox?
You know how good Purple Rain turned out. So Prince seems to lend himself, or he did seem to lend himself to some movies, man. So pretty nice. Waitress Olympics. It happened today. Run through Paris city streets. They're carrying water and drinks and croissants and baguettes through the streets. It happens every year. Is that something or nothing?
It's nothing.
Okay. I didn't expect you to get very excited about that. A plastic statue of KFC's Colonel Sanders that was a good luck charm for the Osaka Hanshin Tigers has been found again. So what happened is they won the World Series in Japan about 20 years ago. For some reason, they threw the statue into the river. Now they need the good luck back, so they've gotten and retrieved the statue. Is that something or nothing?
I guess it's something. Whatever they can do to.
I'm up for anything right now.
Yeah, like whatever they can do to help themselves. I guess
we're on a cold streak here in South Florida sports teams. I'm up for anything right now. A man admits to cheating on his wife. She's not so much upset that he cheated on her, but she's upset for whom he cheated with.
Who did he cheat with?
Her cousin, who recently died in a car accident.
Wait, what? He was what?
So he was cheating on his wife with her cousin.
Oh, and then
The cousin died in
oh,
a car accident. He comes clean out that the cousin's dead. She's pissed at him for the cousin sleeping thing, not because he's cheating.
because she can't get upset at the dead.
Yeah, there you go. Man, it's a little close to home, you know.
Nah, that's nothing. He's good. Yo, that's good. Like, yeah, look, I was
Don't
cheating
feel
on
bad
you.
about the dead.
I was cheating on you, but I loved you, baby. But I was cheating on you with your cousin. Now she's dead. You can't be upset at me and her.
Also, dead men and women speak no. Speak no.
Yeah, speak no truth.
A mom is insisting that her babysitter pay a $500 fine for feeding her vegetarian kids meat over the past year. Something or nothing.
Wait, a mom is what? Fining?
She's fining her babysitter $500, or she's trying to enforce a $500 fine for feeding her vegetarian kids meat over the past year.
Yeah, that's a you can't do that, man. That's overstepping your bounds.
I mean,
that's not even a fine. That's a fireable offense.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not fine. But this is the thing, like, just honor the parents' wishes. Come on, man.
Jeez.
It's not like she was giving them booze, though. Still, you know, it's still
feeding the baby meat.
What if you got caught as a babysitter giving the kids booze in order for them to sleep through the night so they don't have to bother you? You'd probably be in some trouble with the law.
I think a lot of kids have fallen asleep like that.
Yeah, I know. My mom used to. Well, maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. But they say they put a little whiskey, like when you got a little cough, you put a little whiskey in the honey and lemon juice, and you eat that,
and then all of a sudden,
the rest of the night.
you sleep,
and you're healthy the next day.
You're probably woozy the next day.
Well, you didn't know what that was back then. Like, think you could have some more honey and lemon with a twist of whiskey in there. No, that's for mom. I don't know. Last but not least, 3 in 10 Brits believe in aliens. Is that something or nothing?
3 in 10 Brits?
3 in 10, 30%.
30% of Britain believes in aliens.
Yes.
That's nothing. I think 30% of Americans believe in aliens.
I think 90% of Americans believe in aliens. And then the other 10% know about aliens, man. You know how that goes. All right, well, maybe we have another hour. Maybe we have more. We're going to be back next. Get you caught up everything happening in March Madness. Get you ready for hopefully a winning night and a winning streak that will start here in South Florida. Panthers, Heat. Check up on the Miami Hurricanes baseball team. Maybe some Marlins spring training action and a whole lot more here on 560 WQAM.
An Odyssey station.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Into hour 4 of the program, and Vlad, I have yet to mention that we have a blood rivalry tonight. Ugh. The U.S. men's national team and Mexico going at it 9:15. We have had mind control and game control over Mexico over the past couple of games. CONCACAF Nations League, bad showing for the U.S. men's national team over the past week against Jamaica. Now it's time to get right against blood rival Mexico.
If there's one sport that puts more bodies in the street, it's soccer, bro.
Oh, soccer, you get it, man.
Yeah, like you lose, like if the Mexican coach loses to, oh, by the way, correction on that story about the California man who was stealing who stole the leg and ate it. It wasn't an intangible. It wasn't the Whiteys. It was a Mexican man.
Okay, more reason to cheer for the U.S. men's national team tonight. Go ahead.
So, yes. Therefore, yes, I want to apologize. I don't want to offend anyone. The nationality of that man was Mexican. So, Mexico versus United States. Losses, bad losses, especially on the Mexican side, leads to firings.
Oh, yeah.
And
Tata
bodies in the
Martino
street.
knows.
Yes. So, I would think, and this is a game that I don't think Mexico would want to lose. And the U.S. need a win. They need some momentum. They need some good mojo going.
They did beat Jamaica in a rematch game this past Thursday, 3-1 in CONCACAF Nations League. So quick turnaround. They did lose 1-0 the other day to Jamaica too. So one of those interesting games, man. But you never want to lose to Mexico, no matter what. And this one's going to be on U.S. soil, so even more protect our turf. You want to talk about the streets need a body? Greg Berhalter left the team for a while, had some of those issues with Gio Reyna. He's now back, and they haven't been performing all that great. 9:15 tonight, Paramount Plus is where the game's going to be on. I know they're going to have it on at Duffy's Implantation. Glad you and I've got we spent enough time there last week. We're not going to be back tonight, but it's a good place to watch it, though. But Greg Berhalter, though, man, seriously.
I might go there Thursday night.
I'll be there.
Thursday night after the Marlins game.
Sabrina Justin, bring that man a Heineken bottle, not tap. Although the tap, you just didn't want the tap because it was green beer.
I didn't want the green filling, man.
But do you particularly prefer draft over bottle, or are you a bottle guy?
I'm a bottle guy.
You're a bottle guy. Okay, I respect that. I'm a draft guy myself.
There's a reasoning to the bottle.
Okay.
In case I have to use it as a weapon.
Interesting. I don't know what to say about that, man.
Just understand that, things are multi-useful.
Okay, but I mean, if you get a draft glass, you got something.
You can't shank somebody with a draft glass.
I'll see you. We'll settle. It was a Happy Gilmore order. We'll settle this right now.
That's it. It's a weapon.
I'm telling you, man. Don't talk, don't argue. Hit you in the head with a bottle. True words right there. Loud as a motorbike. Wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Let's go. NCAA tournament going on right now. Purdue. It always feels like Purdue is trying just not to lose as opposed to trying to win. They're in a neck and neck early battle, though, with Utah State.
I feel bad for Purdue because they got the tall boy Edney. So it always feels like, he's taller than everybody. So everybody thinks you got to knock them down. You got to take them out.
He gets some good plays, man. I mean, even in this game, he's getting some alley-oops. He's getting some good game going, but, it's always like, wait, oh, goodness. What's her name? Christy Thomas Cuddy. I looked at that real quick, and I thought it said something else. Christy is very slutty. I don't know why.
Look at that. They got Dave O'Brien and Christy doing a game on ABC.
Thomas Cuddy.
That's her name? Christy Thomas Cuddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought it said something else, like I said.
I'll call it CTC.
Ooh, be careful.
What?
Just,
I didn't say CTE.
Oh, okay.
I said CTC.
I'm mishearing and seeing things right now.
Oh, do you have CTE?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I didn't play a lot of football back in the day. My 5'10", 135-pound frame was a little more fragile.
Okay. I wonder what's gonna have high ratings because as much as we crap on the men's game, Thursday's men's first round games was the most watched games in 15 years.
Okay.
And there's no superstar in college, in men's college basketball.
Zach Edney's kind of a superstar.
He's not. Yo, Zach Edney is not comparable to like Caitlin,
Clark,
Angel, the girl from Connecticut, Juju Watkins at USC. There's another one. That's one girl, the center. I think from Iowa State.
Oh yeah, she's a very she's very built strong.
She's the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was fun to watch.
She dropped. I think she dropped 40 on them. Like it was just she was a handful. Like she was just busting their ass. They've got some very, very skilled women basketball players,
and it's fun. It's competitive. It's exciting.
It's fun.
It's
competitive.
Play hard.
You know who would be happy right now? You know who's smiling?
Pat Summitt.
You know who else is smiling with Pat Summitt?
Cheryl Swoops.
No, well, she swooped. Yeah, but she's alive. Thank God.
Oh, no, I'm not just naming dead
people. Somebody in heaven.
Ooh,
Kobe Bryant. I don't want you to think about it. Kobe, because Kobe was advocating the women's game, and a lot of the ladies, they tell you how instrumental Kobe's been in their games.
That's awesome.
And Kobe would be smiling at me right now, seeing the development of the women's game, especially in college basketball, and hopefully they can take that to the WNBA.
To the next level. Yeah, WNBA. Maybe the WNBA gets a little bit of a boost. That would be good. They do have, I mean, the WNBA does have big time stars. I mean, we've seen Sabrina Ionescu have the shootout with Steph Curry.
You can't be showing me these girls stretching. Come on, man.
Yeah, LSU about to get it on with Middle Tennessee State. I mean, that was a cheerleaders, those Tigers. Oh my goodness.
Dan, do you have a favorite WNBA player?
My favorite WNBA player would be soon to be Angel Reese, but Kelsey Plum. Come on, man. Love Kelsey Plum. That's a good one.
Kelsey's on a new commercial now.
Oh, I like a lot of them, man, but Kelsey Plum, she's up there, man. She's
You're gonna have to fight Darren Waller, but
I'm not gonna fight Darren Waller. Former Raider. I revert back to his original team. I love the Raiders, man. I told you, Bo Jackson growing up. My dude Blake P that's online right now watching, he's a Raiders fan. He knows about all that. Christian Wilkins with the Raiders. Who's your favorite WNBA player?
Who, me?
Yeah. Because so for so long, and I still am now.
Skylar Diggins.
Okay, Skylar. Oh yeah, Skylar. Notre Dame represent. But I want to say this. So I am a Minnesota Lynx fan when it comes to WNBA action. Miami doesn't have a team anymore.
Why, you were a Soul fan? Miami Soul. I actually covered that team.
Did you get in the locker room, get some good
after they all got clothed and changed? Yes.
Well, most professional, although I will say with the Dolphins sometimes I've seen
not men.
I will say with the Dolphins.
Men locker room, they don't give men time to
they really don't. And the men don't care. Some of these dudes do not care.
Hey man, you're in my private space, man.
They don't care if there's women. They don't care if there's men in there. They don't care who's in
I
there.
knew. All right, so
I don't blame them.
So back in the days, right? In the late 90s, I was covering a series for the station. And it was in spring. It was Knicks Heat. And just let it be known, that was the time when the boom of women reporters was happening. And there was one female reporter. Her name was Sam Marciano. She was working for Fox Sports.
Go on.
And it seemed to me like the minute she came, like she was in the locker room, all of a sudden these gentlemen are it's free willy. It's willy-nilly everywhere.
So much you're working with.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, have respect for me at least. Forget the lady. I don't need to see that. You're like, get away from me.
And it's not that I'm looking, but sometimes your eyes just go down there naturally. When you see a naked man, oh, whoa.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, some of these,
all right.
From your peripheral, like, hey, what the hell? There's yeah.
One of those things. Yeah. I mean, hey, yo.
But yeah, it's like, hey, yo, like put a towel on. But yes, they were making it obvious that, oh yeah, hey ladies, look at me, I'm naked. When they could have just easily taken a shower, got dressed, and then do the interviews from their locker.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been in some locker rooms in my life as a player and as a reporter. I usually stay pretty, at least covered up for the most part, even around my teammates, because don't nobody want to see that.
The worst was Dennis Rodman. He would literally let the world know his worm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he would lie naked in the middle of the locker room.
That's the thing. Like, I like to be naked all the time, but like, I understand, lad. If you and I are at a place, I'm not getting naked. If I'm with a guy, I'm not getting around a guy.
No, men, I don't like that. I always think men should have a like, when you're at the beach, even you're at the beach, you're taking a picture, somebody, give me a tank top. Give me a wife beater.
Oh, no, I'll take a shirtless.
No. No shirt, no pictures with men skin. Nah, I don't like it.
If I'm at my apartment by myself or, with a female that's there, I don't mind being naked. But somebody's coming over. Okay, throw some drawers on. That's all you got to do. It's real simple. It's respectful. It comes down to respect.
It's respect.
It is respect because nobody want to see it. Half the time the woman I'm with don't want to see it. So it's one of those things. Let's get to some quick headlines. The Panthers, they've lost 4 in a row now, but they did gain a point last night as they fell 4-3 to the Rangers in a shootout. You get the Flyers today at 6 o'clock. I think we're going to rebound and get that much-needed win against the Flyers. Not so much needed because the standings, but just so we don't lose to them 2-1. And then the Flyers think that, we got your season sweep. We'll see you in the playoffs, because there's certain people around here peacocking for the Flyers right now saying we're about to sweep you for the season. And I'm saying we'll win the ones that count.
Trevor's happy. Trevor's rocking his Flyers jersey. He wants to sweep you guys.
I never like that at radio stations when I didn't wear my I did wear my Pelicans.
Oh yeah, don't even say that. Yeah,
well, I had to go to Duffy's afterwards. That's why.
So that's tough. You've rocked your Pelicans jersey on many times.
Changed, yeah. But I'm not doing it anti. I'm doing it, whatever. Heat continue their homestand tonight as they host the Cavs at 6. Caleb Martin, Jaime Jaquez Jr. questionable. 8 of the last 12 games right at the Kaseya Center. Time to get things moving. Alejandro Solana going to have preheat for you coming up at 4:45. Then it's Tommy Tig with the pregame. Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert on the call. Then you get Tommy Tig and Alejandro Solana on the post game.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to do an extra 45 minutes.
We're not doing it?
Nah.
You make the call.
We're not doing
it. You don't want to do an extra hour instead?
Well, we'll do the next 43.
Okay.
They can listen to CBS Sports Radio.
That's garbage.
I'm gonna enjoy my
Once
Sunday.
again, stay tuned. WQA.
I'm gonna enjoy my Sunday.
I'm gonna ask you about this, Vlad. Reports are that Shaq Barrett almost signed with the Jets before deciding on the Dolphins.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
It was on the Zach Gelb show.
Yeah, let's hear this. This is Mr. Barrett talking about why he chose Miami over the Jets.
So my agent was talking to me about potentially going to New York, and it was New York all the way up until maybe. I don't remember what day I signed, but it was New York until the day I ended up agreeing to terms with the Dolphins, and they just came out of left field for real. And I love the prospect of going to New York, but Dolphins, they just more established as a team. They more proven at this point, and they got some good guys in the room, like in my pass rush room. So I was looking forward to partnering up with them guys, and no state tag, so that helps out a lot.
Was it the Jets or the Giants when you say New York?
Oh, Jets.
Gotcha. That would have been fun, right? Because you played alongside Tom Brady, or Tom Brady was your quarterback for a few years in Tampa Bay. Now Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. So was it mainly just the state tax, or you just think the Dolphins were a better opportunity for you than the Jets?
Yeah, I just think it was a little bit better of an opportunity. And then just thinking of my family, I had to factor that in a little bit too. So now we'll be able to stay in our Tampa home, and they can stay with their homeschool teacher. And then we figured out they do 1 week up here, 1 week down there with me in Miami. So it was just part of that part factored in a lot as well. Not having to really uproot everything and just for 1 year. So it would suck to have to do that. So I was happy that this is pretty much best case scenario. If I could have to move, just going down the road a couple hours, and the family still get to stay here and keep our nanny, keep our homeschool teacher, everything get to stay the same for this upcoming year. And I'm just down there for about 5-6 months anyway.
Vlad, you being a Jets fan, you can't hate on that, really.
No, I'm not hating on that because think about it. He's right. He's played in Tampa all his life, so he's lived in the state of Florida. It's only what is it? It's 4 hours by car, right? 4 hours by car, probably an hour by flight, and maybe there's a bullet train. What's that thing called?
That is the Bright Line.
The Bright Line train. Maybe you could take the Brown Line. So yeah, At his age, he doesn't want to. At his age and at this stage of his career, he doesn't want to uproot and just move all the way to New York, especially for a year.
Yeah, that's what he said. 1 year.
For 1 year, and yeah. Now, if this was a 2-3 year deal, yeah, you do it. But if it's only for 1 year, nah, you could tough it out.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I still think we'll be better, but
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Miami Hurricanes baseball team, they're up 9-7 on Notre Dame at the end of the 7th inning, trying to salvage a game from that series. Marlins baseball, they're up 5-1 on the Mets. That is the bottom of the 6th inning. That is the final spring training game. We talked about there could be a 4-lefty rotation for the Marlins, a very rare occurrence in Major League Baseball. We're going to talk about that rotation in just a couple of minutes, but a couple of more headlines before we move on to that. Oh, Dusty May. He is not hoot, hoot, hoot owling anymore.
Nah, he's going to Ann Arbor.
He's a Wolverine. Michigan's new coach, taking over for Juwan Howard. But can't get mad at a man that's about to make $3.75 million a year for 3 years.
Come on, man. They tripled his salary, man. Come on, man.
Big Ten. In the Big Ten. So you can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at nothing right now as we take a step into the day spa. Real quick, we did talk about that California man that took a leg from an accident scene, ate it. He was Mexican. He was not of the intangible type. So just a correction. USA, Mexico tonight. Let's go. USA.
Now, did he put hot sauce on that leg?
I don't think he had time, Vlad. I don't think it was that well thought out. I think he saw a leg and he went for it. Kind of like me at the Popeyes pizza, Popeyes chicken buffet. Just go for it. Go for it.
You think he got a hot or medium? Put on the leg.
I go hot.
You definitely gotta go hot, right?
That leg's still kind of warm, but I mean, why put hot sauce on if it's going to be medium? You want it hot. That's why it's called hot sauce. You want the spices. I guess flavor. It's what you're looking. I don't know what's best on human meat. I'm sorry, Vlad. Well, I'm not getting into that.
I'm definitely going to El Pollo Loco to the condiments at El Pollo Loco in California and getting some sauces.
Yeah. Because that leg.
I'm not eating that like just raw.
Nah.
He
was eating it. There was blood.
No, he was eating raw.
Well, been on this one. All right. A man admits to, instead of going to his son's wedding that night, he spent the night with his son's ex-wife.
Hey, yo.
Says he doesn't regret it.
Whoa! Hold on.
Break it down.
Pops.
Boom.
Did not go to his son's second wedding.
So son gets divorced.
Right. So he didn't go to his second wedding.
Right. But the son's getting remarried.
Right. He didn't go to the remarriage because he's went to go console the ex-wife.
True. Father of the year.
I don't know if it's father of the year. Clearly, the ex is really wanting to get back at the dude, but like it doesn't really matter. If I'm the son, I don't really care. Like it runs in the family.
Oh, you care? You want to be Eskimo twins with your pops?
It doesn't. Well, I mean, how bad is that? Like who's really
who's
really looking bad at
I ain't
this?
really mad at my pops.
I'm not mad at my pops. My pops was taking my leftovers.
You remember how that Jay-Z song, Can I Get a What? There's a lyric in there that says, guess what? And that's, you know what I'm talking about. That's kind of what you tell her. Am I right?
Oh, I mean, I could tell I'm an 8-figure.
That's true too. That song really does relate to relationships.
By the name of Jacob. Yeah. I don't really, I'm not even upset. Like I'm married. I'm good. I divorced you. So if my dad hit you, go ahead, cool.
You got the new better version.
Nah, as long as it would just be weird if my dad gets you pregnant.
Oh, or gets in a relationship with you. Oh,
you're my stepmom. You were my wife, and now you're my stepmom.
Oh.
That means, Dad, I know the goods before you did.
Yeah, I know. You look at your dad in the eye at Father's Day.
Nah, we laughing it up at Thanksgiving.
I got you.
We laughing it up.
Never mind. But man, that song, Can I Get
Yo, Sergey's right. It's basically like Henry Jones and Indiana Jones in the Last Crusades. Yeah. I'm not even mad. I wouldn't be mad if I was the dude, if I was the son.
I'd be a little weirded out, but yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like you rather, like you know what I mean? Like you kind of diss me for my wedding to go smash my ex, but it's just nastiness. Like how long they been planning this out?
I mean,
was my dad lining up my girl?
When you start thinking of this move,
like yeah.
But I mean, you know who doesn't come out smelling like a rose is this ex-wife. Not
damn. This is like what's that movie? What was that movie?
She got that family pass.
What's that movie?
Is there a movie about this?
No, there was a movie where Gabrielle Union was in it, and she was dating Morris Chestnut, but she had prior relations with his father.
Hmm.
I want to say it was.
I mean, Mrs. Robinson, yeah. I mean, The Graduate was kind of like that. Like he was banging the mom, and then he ended up getting married to the daughter, or trying to get married to the daughter. They get on the bus at the end. Weird.
I'm saying. I'm not upset. I'm not upset by that. I'm
I
not
don't think
upset.
anybody's upset. I think everybody wins. It's like Chinese food. Everyone got their.
I mean, I don't know if everybody wins.
Everyone got their cookies at the end. It ain't over till everybody.
I don't know if everybody wins. I don't think she wins because
I mean,
the ex doesn't win. What does she win?
She might got some
To
quality.
me, you know what that means? She's like, yo, you really want to be in this family so much that you went from me to my dad. That's nasty.
I mean, she likes what she likes.
The Brothers. That's the name of the movie. It was The Brothers.
I missed that one, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Problemista last night. I didn't know that movie existed an hour before I went to see it, Vlad. And you didn't know it existed. I don't know if anybody knew it existed.
Nah, I didn't know that movie existed.
Really great movie, though, if you like indie films that are kind of drawn out and have a RZA in them and cryogenic freezing. Yeah, it's a weird trip, man. Half English, half Spanish, indie film about artistry and cryogenic freezing. And a guy that designs toys. You buying it, Vlad?
No, I'm not buying it, bro.
And I went sober. Stone sober.
Oh,
we'll see what happens. Vlad, you're gonna want to get drunk next because I'm about to talk about this Marlins pitching rotation, and you're surprised that there could be 4 lefties in the rotation. I got something that's even more surprising than that, maybe even more infuriating than that. That is next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
First person shooter mode. We turning your son to a
Last night, Vlad was at Emirates Bank Arena checking out Drake and Lil Wayne. Tonight, Drake, Lil Wayne going to be back at Emirates Bank Arena. Don't melt the ice. We need the Panthers to keep it going. Of course, Panthers up in Philadelphia, taking on the Flyers, a pesky Flyers team that has defeated us 2-1 both times this season. They're hoping to get the trifecta, another 2-1. The Marlins, though, getting their season started this coming Thursday, 4 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lone Depot Park, home opener. Always excited. Everyone loves opening day because everyone's got a shot to win it all. They're finishing up their final spring training game right now, up 5-1 on the Mets through 7. What's interesting about the Marlins this year is that they possibly will be pitching 6 left-handers in their regular starting rotation. Now, Vlad, you were saying, has that ever happened? That's got to be rare. And you are correct. It is very, very rare. It has happened 4 times in Major League Baseball history. Because, there's a first for everything in Major League Baseball, but there's also a long, long history. 1954, the Washington Senators. I'm not going to run through who the pitchers were. 2013, Chicago White Sox did it. And apparently the White Sox like lefties because in 2015, the White Sox did it again. Most recently, 2017, Los Angeles Dodgers, Rich Hill, Clayton Kershaw, Hyunjin Ryu, and Alex Wood. Now, it's going to be interesting. They have got 4 left-handed pitchers in the rotation, but of course, rounding out the 5th in the rotation is going to be righty Max Meyer. I got Max Meyer mania. He's coming off the Tommy John surgery, highly recruited out of Minnesota.
Yeah, how many guys are coming off Tommy John surgery?
Everybody in the whole league. Sandy
No, I'm just saying, like on the Marlins this season.
Yeah.
Is that that's like the second pitcher you've named that's coming off Tommy John surgery.
Right.
And I'm supposed to be confident that they're coming off Tommy John surgery and they're supposed to be key contributors.
5th in the rotation, man. Young guy. And you got Sandy out for the year. Of course, he's got the Tommy John surgery going. You're waiting on another lefty, Braxton Garrett, to get off the injured reserve and get back in the mix. And then you've got righties Yuri Perez and Edwin Cabrera, who are also injured, trying to get back. Interesting is what I say. Here's where it gets interesting and maybe takes a dark dive. You want the pitching rotation? Your ace for right now, going to be lefty Jesus Luzardo. We understand that. We love Jesus Luzardo. Stoneman Douglas High, Miami's proud own, plays for the Venezuela national team. Much love. Second in the rotation, starting pitcher, AJ Puck. I'm not messing with you, Vlad.
Wait.
I'm not messing with you.
Yeah, you are.
I am not messing with you.
Yeah, you are.
Vlad,
You say, wait,
that's how
second starter?
Second in the rotation.
Like second starter. Like
Stretching
number
them out.
2. You're number 2.
Your number 2 guy. Stretching him out this year. He's
Hey,
added an
yo,
extra pitch.
first of all, I don't want AJ Puck stretching anything out. Okay?
I don't even want him in the game.
No. Okay, we're not. No.
Yo.
All right, that's one.
All right, let me break it down for you. I'm reading.
Did you not see what he did in the 9th innings of games?
Did you not see?
Did you not see
how
when they
many-
demoted him to when we got David Robertson, right?
Yeah.
And then we demoted him to the 8th inning, right? They demoted him to the 8th inning. Did you not see what he did in the 8th inning?
Do you not remember they took away his entrance music as a punishment for what he did to Marlins fans? Do you not remember, if you watch this lovely show on 560 WQAM's Twitter?
Yes, Sergey.
Twitch,
Puck is still
YouTube.
on the team. I can't believe that either.
Okay, how many times last year did I say, Vlad, got to sign off, no worries.
Yo.
You're not going to get a mean text from me.
Yo.
AJ Puck's not going to ruin the game. He's going to be fine. Before I could leave the building.
Let me, because we've done
Walk me back.
We've done this for over a year now, Kuzi.
Walk me back.
We've been on this weekend run for a year.
Over a year, yeah.
Over a year now.
Walk me back.
So I don't know if it was in June or July. I don't know if that. I think at
Holy
NBA.
goodness.
What's she wearing?
Oh, she's wearing a rainbow colored suit. That's just unbelievable. Even
Only my baby.
when
can
you see it, Vlad, you're gonna lose your mind. But go ahead.
Only
Walk
my
me
baby.
back.
Only my baby.
Oh
yeah. Oh, swear to me, man. Coffee and muffins. I love it.
Oh yeah. What is it? White diamonds
And white diamonds,
coffee, and
long cigarettes, like the Palm Olive, not like, you know what I mean.
You don't mess with them Virginia Slims.
Nah,
She
she
needs a
mess
full
with that. I'm talking
cigarette.
about a Palm Olive. Palm Olive, Elizabeth Taylor's diamonds, and coffee Yeah. Yeah. That's
But
what
go
she.
ahead. Walk
But,
me back from being
bro,
upset already.
I don't know what time. It was somewhere in the summer. Maybe after the postseason of the Heat and Panthers. We were doing a show on a Sunday, like today. And it's around this time.
And you promised me.
And we're watching the games, and the game is on, and we're like, uh-oh, AJ Puck is coming on. And we are about to leave. The show's about to end.
And I said, nah, no way.
And I said, AJ Puck's about to mess this up. He's about to puck it up.
Nah.
You're like, no. I was like, all right, cool. Show ended. You went outside to start editing the videos so that we could post it on the social media apps.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, my baby.
Goodness gracious, she looks good. Go ahead.
She looks like Rainbow Bright. And he gave up a 3-run lead. And my cousin was just so frustrated because he didn't listen to his big cousin when his big cousin said that AJ was going to puck it up. I guaranteed it to you. I swore to you. I don't lie.
I was kicking and throwing things, and you go, I told you.
I told you, bro. He's going to mess it up. You couldn't believe it. Like, you stopped editing.
I didn't think it could be that
You
bad.
stopped editing.
It happened like 4 weeks in a row on this show. And it got so bad, Vlad. I would get texts throughout the week. Uh-oh, pucking it up. And then a text 10 minutes later. They did it again. Okay, here we go. So Jordan McPherson writes for the Miami Herald about, and once again, I'm not to prove I'm not making this up. AJ Puck, who the Marlins acquired ahead of the 2023 season, is slated to be a starter for the first time in his Major League Baseball career. Wonder why. After making 142 relief appearances over his first 4 big league seasons, the 6'7" lefty has added 3 pitches to his arsenal. So yeah, he's going out there and throwing new stuff that he probably doesn't have a lot of confidence and knowledge behind, but go ahead. He's got a splitter, a cutter, the 2-seam fastball to go along with his 4-seam fastball and sweeper that he used out of the bullpen. Sounds like it's going to do great. So he's going to 3 pitches that he never had in his repertoire that I'm sure he has no confidence and really no knowledge of how to really throw them in a game. Never thrown them in a real game. And that's our second guy. I'm already mad, Vlad. Why? Why are me and my girlfriend fighting already, Vlad? I know why, because that hussy.
That harlot.
That's harlot.
That Jezebel.
He always comes in and messes
I
things
love
up.
Jezebel. Jezebel is such a great word. I love calling you Jezebel.
I'm already getting mad.
The old had some funny names for some funny insults,
yeah.
man. You charlatan. You
Jesus.
harlot.
So it's going to go Jesus Luzardo, AJ Puck, Ryan Weathers, Trevor Rogers, then Max Meyer coming off Tommy John surgery.
I don't like the fact his name is Trevor Rogers. I don't like it.
No.
It just sounds like Buck Rogers' long-lost son.
And then you get Braxton Garrett. Hopefully he's back soon. Yuri Perez.
That's the Tommy John situation, right?
Edward Cabrera. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 2 guys coming off Tommy John surgery and a guy who likes to puck it up.
But Sixto Sanchez is coming back for the first time since like 2021.
And we got a guy that's coming back after 3 years of hiatus.
Is that going to help bolster us?
What's going on here?
Good news. Johnny Cueto probably not in the mix this year. For us.
Dan, how's your arm, man? You I think they might need us.
I am a lefty, though. That's the problem. They got enough lefties. You might need you, Vlad. You're a righty. There's no way AJ Puck stays in the second in the rotation throughout even All-Star game. How's he going to get through the 3rd inning?
How's he going to get through 2? Yeah, exactly. He can't get through 2 innings.
We're stretching him out.
We got a good game here between the women.
He's going to use 3 new pitches that he's never used in the game before to go with his other 2 pitches. He's a five tool pitcher. He's got 5 pitches. And I hope it works. But man, that feels like a reach. Man, that feels like I'm about to get a lot of texts and you having to walk me down from throwing water bottles and kicking walls and yelling and screaming. At least it's going to be early in the game now instead of the end of the game where we had the game won and we put him in. At least we're giving it away earlier. Have a chance to come back. That's the one thing. He never gave us a chance to come back at last year until they moved him up to the 7th and 8th inning. You thought I was lying, didn't you?
I can't believe you really think that. I can't believe they're really considering making him the starter number 2. like he's the second in the rotation.
Yuri Perez, get healthy fast. I mean, fast. I'm already getting mad, Vlad. That's not good.
And now opening day starts Thursday.
Opening day. Jesus Luzardo, go deep into that game. The second game of the season against the Pittsburgh Pirates on Friday. Get ready. Buckle up.
You know what? Let me start looking when they play the Braves so I can make some extra money.
Oh, yeah. You want to make that extra money. Let's look at the early schedule. Why not, man? I mean, I'm excited. I know some people, oh, don't care. And remember, this year, you can bring the horns, you can bring the drums, you can bring the flags. You cannot bring the pots and pans. And they have 50-
No more pots and pans?
No pots and pans.
That
man.
stinks.
No. But they do have the $52 all you can eat seats. That does not
That's
include
great.
alcohol. Does not include alcohol though.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good though. And there's only one concession stand you can go to, so it's probably going to be a little backed up. But still, that's not bad. If alcohol is included, that's the deal. But then just get there early and go to that special lounge that you have behind center field where you can get extra free, not free, but cheap booze, stuff like that, man. Miami Marlins, though, man. What are we going to do with them? Have you got everything down, Vlad? You got it?
Yeah, Atlanta comes in April. Second weekend in April 12th to the 14th.
That's not a far way off. I might join you out there.
So what's gonna happen is I probably will do Friday and Saturday. I probably have to miss Sunday show.
Marlins need to start off pretty hot because they start off 4 games at home against the Pirates and they get 3 games at home against the Angels. So your first 7 games are at Lone Depot Park. And I know before you get excited about the Angels, remember Shohei Ohtani plays for the
Let's
Dodgers
go to that
now.
110 game.
110 on a Wednesday, April 3rd. Sounds like it is a deal.
Yeah, we can do that. And then
That's a good time.
Yeah, and I can come back in and do the Inter Miami game.
April 3rd. Yeah, they play Monterey. Messi will be back for that game most likely. And so that's a good way to start. Then they go to the Cardinals. Then they go to the Yankees. We're not going to make that trip. Then you get Braves.
Giants. We get the Giants April 17th.
Oh, there's a 1:40 Braves game, Vlad. You want to meet you out there for that one too?
No, that's a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, April 12th then. How about that? That's my mom's birthday, Big Lynn. Happy birthday. That's a Friday.
That's Friday night.
7:10?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
You're at Duffy's at that night.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that I work every night of the week except for Sundays.
But Sunday afternoon, April 17th, we can go.
Any day games.
I mean, Wednesday afternoon, April 17th. That's a 12-10 game.
Cool. When it gets closer, I will make the bat call.
Yeah, man. Join us. Join us on those weekday afternoon games. We're gonna be out there. We'll let you know. Check out our socials.
Yeah. We'll post where the parking lot party is, and then of course for the beginning of the game, we'll be back in that special bar where they have the cheap drinks, and then we'll be sitting around. We'll figure it all out. It'll be good. But I'll make the call when it gets a little bit closer. So those day games, we'll be out at a lot of day games this year. I'm planning on making a lot of them. April 3rd. Let me put it in my calendar right now. Actually, let's go to break. Let's figure out what's going on, Vlad. We might talk some Inter Miami next. We might talk some of the Drake Lil Wayne concert next. We're going to do something next. It's Sports Day 560 WQAM.
There's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
If you know Sports Day, you know that means. That's the swan song. Diet Coke. Push a T, push a ton. We're closing things out. It's been a great day. We talked about Drake, Weezy. We talked basically every sport in South Florida. We had a pro wrestling reference that Vlad threw out there at one point. We talked about guys eating other people's legs. We've had all types of people jumping in and out on the social media.
Cannibalism, huh?
Cannibalism. Did he put hot sauce? Was it hot? Was it mild? Was it spicy?
Sriracha.
Gotta get some hot sauce, man. I was a little upset the other day. I was at Duffy's in Plantation, Vlad, of course, and I wanted to try the spiciest of spicy sauces for their wings. It wasn't that spicy, man. It didn't get me. But maybe the beers. I kept down in beers the whole time, so maybe it wasn't that spicy. That's the reason why.
Tell Sabrina I said hi.
I will tell Sabrina you said hello for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Always. But no, nonetheless, man, it's been a great day. Good times. We talked about AJ Puck. I'm not going to talk anymore about him. He kind of made me angry. But we're going to jump out. We're going to get ready for this Heat game. We've got the Heat and the Cavs. Not a must win, but sure don't want to lose and keep losing ground. Panthers, you want to get right against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers have owned you 2-1 both games this season. Got to get over that hump. Inter Miami, uninspired yesterday. Kind of wasted Vlad's time yesterday, to be honest with you. I mean, he still got paid, so I guess it wasn't a total waste of time, but it does make it a little easier when you get to listen to a quality game happening like that.
Dude, these guys are watching Ultra on a live stream, and this must be really good.
Dude, Ultra looks awesome. Man,
I'm not gonna lie to you. The weather really cleared out.
It's beautiful now.
One of my homegirls went there on Friday night, and it was raining, but they seemed like they had a great time. The light, the show, the presentation seemed awesome. So
RVA Richie throwing it out. USA versus Mexico. Got to find a way to catch that one tonight at 9:15.
What's that on FS1?
Paramount Plus.
Okay.
You got the men's and women's games going on all day long. Your girlfriend, Kim Mulkey, is dressed like Rainbow Bright. They're actually losing, too, so she might want to motivate the squad a little bit, but no worries just yet. Yeah, a lot to go on. I'm going to go home, Vlad. I'm going to eat some cookies and drink some beer.
Cookies and milk?
Cookies and milk. That's
nice.
Basically what I'm going to do, and just kind of relax, try to catch this USA game, catch these basketball games, catch whatever I can. What you got going the rest of your day?
Nothing, man. Just going to chill, relax. Watch NCAA tournament games, watch NBA games, watch this Heat Cavaliers game.
Yeah.
And
we got the Heat. I'm gonna try to watch that Heat game, and then the Heat game will dovetail right into the USA Mexico
absolutely
game.
Guys, we won't be on.
Probably
we won't
not.
be on next weekend.
Definitely not working on Easter. I know that for sure.
We're not working Easter Sunday, so we won't be on. And I don't think we're on Saturday because the Panthers are playing an early afternoon game, a 1 p.m. game. So we're not on this upcoming weekend, but we will be back on. And for Sergey, you're going to love this. We're going to be back on for WrestleMania weekend.
So just check us out on social media at Vlad2078, at Dan Day Radio, of course, 560 WQAM, all over the place. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line.